but now niggas on it. They used to bait me on me and my views, but now niggas on it. I used to tell them I'ma have me a show, but now niggas on it. Her homies on it, your homies on it. Y'all's the hater and all of my moves, but now niggas on it. They used to bait me on me and my views, but now niggas on it. I used to tell them I'ma have me a show, but now niggas on it. Her homies on it, your homies on it.
TRPE back in here on a Wednesday. Sorry for the delay, you know what I mean? Brothers was living life and doing things. And
no, we weren't. We were not living.
And traveling, trying to get some content. And we back in here. I am Chad Fain.
I'm Matt Kane.
Dan Mitchell's here.
I'm here.
I must say.
What's Dan's fake name? I always be getting fucked up.
Ben. And I'm Josh.
Big Wayne. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know the
I was
vibe.
also, in a past life, I was cousin Wayne from South Carolina also.
Big Wayne and this bitch. You know what I'm saying?
So, the number one most requested thing in the TRPE Nation right now is the Big Dan interview.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to make that happen soon. We got to clap it off for Big Dan. You know what I'm saying? Big Dan has become a fan favorite. Yeah, I've had people tell us, like, yo, man, you know, y'all dynamic before was cool, you know, with the white boy and all that. He was cool.
Yeah.
But with Dan's hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, this is a whole different level. You know what I mean? So, shout out to y'all. Shout out everybody listening. Shout out to everybody watching on YouTube. Shout out all the patrons. If you're not on Patreon yet, you're missing out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, what the fuck y'all waiting for, man?
Yeah, I don't know.
Patreon.com/official TRPE.
Yeah, you got to get on Patreon. You know what I'm saying?
That's where all the breakdowns is at.
Yeah, that's what the deep dives is.
Yeah,
at. You know what I mean? The analyses and the life hacks and all of the other cool stuff.
What's the Magic Johnson hashtag analysis? You know what I'm saying? That shit is over there.
Magic Johnson come on the joint, like, if they just play good defense.
Oh, yo, my Twitter is officially gone.
Oh, it's gone.
Gone.
You deactivated it. You wasn't back soon enough as a rap.
It's gone.
Should have gave me them followers.
I mean, I don't
Could have used that for promo.
I deactivated it, and then it was like I don't miss it.
Yeah.
And I went to get on the other day, and it was like you can't get on. I was like, the fuck, and I was like, oh yeah, past 30 days.
Yeah.
And I just like put my phone down and kept watching.
Put your mind at ease.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, Twitter. We said this a few months ago. Every app has an identity, and Twitter's identity has become like
terrible.
The far left social justice warrior. Don't play with us. If we don't like what you say, we're going to get you out of here app. And literally, you have people that log on every day waiting to pounce on any thought, stream of consciousness, or whatever that they disagree with and get you out of here.
Dog, the fake woke, the fake righteous.
The people that don't leave the crib, the keyboard warriors.
Like at one point, Twitter was a melting pot. Like that's what it was. It was social networking.
Yes.
That's what it really was. And think about this on the grand scheme of things. Me and you now have started a trucking company. We have a media company. We have a podcast. We do all this shit. Like we be out here filing like paperwork and shit together.
Yeah, for sure.
I dead ass met you on Twitter.
Yes.
That's what the fuck Twitter, and you know, I know people who like married people off of Twitter.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't just as scummy and low hanging as it became rather. And I've realized, in the last year, I'm like, I interact with like 19 people on this joint. Yeah. And that 19 people I interact with, I be at their house. So it's really, like
I can just group chat you this.
Like I go on Twitter and interact with you and Ra and Joe. It's just like I'm around y'all, So it's just
like this is pointless.
All it be is like, you like every now and then you have a stupid tweet that might go viral or whatever. And it's just, it used to be funny. And it's funny because Kevin Hart did the interview with Drink Champs the other day. Shout out Spank. Spank, he pulled Spank up on the stage. Spank got his little 10 seconds and shit. And he was talking about Philly Twitter and how it used to, like that shit was really, really fun and ridiculous. And, we used to really, really go, you remember Twitter flag football and all these different things. And it's just.
And we had our biggest stars all participating in Philly Twitter. Meek, Kevin Hart, Questlove a little bit. Yeah. But yeah, it's like we had our own thing, our own.
You remember
community.
Philly Twitter versus Styles, Philly Twitter versus Ari Spears, Philly Twitter versus Joe Button. Remember when Joe Button blocked all of us?
The whole Philly. He
Joe.
blocked everybody except Rich, Philly the boss.
The whole Joan got blocked.
He's just going down. He's just typing Philly.
Yeah, location.
blocking niggas indiscriminately.
And it was like, yeah, it was fun. And I realized in the last couple of years, it just changed into, it's just exposed culture. You know what I'm saying? The reason the other day that the shit got sent to me to log into Twitter was for a video of somebody. And it's just like, this is really where Twitter is at now. This is what it's become. It's just, we exposing people and arguing and dissing people and trying to play people. And it's just, I don't know. Shit just too positive. So maybe if I can get on like a Christian Twitter, you know what I'm saying? Like something where, the church folk is Twittering, maybe, I don't know, but just.
Yeah, Twitter has become crazy, man. And like I said before, we used to let the good times roll. That's out the window. The only cool new redeeming factor is they have what do they call it?
Twitter Spaces?
Circle. Twitter Circle, where you can basically your tweets only go to who you put in a circle. So it's like a close friends, but it's on your feed or whatever. So that is actually pretty cool.
Remember when they started the videos, the story on Twitter?
Yeah.
Bad move.
Yeah, what was that? The fleets.
Fleets. Remember Jules couldn't find the fleets? I said, that nigga over there on one of them green Macs. In the middle of the desert trying to find them fleets.
Yeah, that was a rat, man. It's a lot of hot topics right now. We came in here with a real tight itinerary because it's so much going on that we just want to tack like a strong 4, and then they kind of go wherever they go. Yeah. I think where I want to start is.
I want to start with Atlanta.
Let's start with Atlanta.
We have to recap our week. The weekend was absolute nonsense.
I think at the end of this 25 or 30-minute analyses, we're definitely not getting invited to Revolt anything. No. And I'm okay with that. No. I've made peace with it already.
No fish fry, no nothing.
We took a couple extra days off. Puff might call me after this. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Now Puff it. Now Puff.
Damn, Playboy, I'm hearing things. I'm seeing things on the internet, man. What's going on, man?
Chad is family.
Revolt Summit 2022, Atlanta, Georgia.
I want to start by saying this. I flew down on points, 18,000 points. I had to pay $11 in taxes.
I flew on points too, baby.
I had to pay $11 in taxes, so my flight was $11. Flight was pretty awful. You know what I'm saying?
They put me on like a Cessna.
Oh
like
man,
like the John that who was the first niggas to fly?
The Wright
brothers. They put me on one of them Jones. First class, but one of them Jones.
I didn't. There was no first because I went down Friday night. That was a part of
that first class was horrible, bruh.
That was a part of going into this. Y'all both had already got your tickets for Saturday. For me to pick up the media passes because we had media passes because TRPE is fucking media,
and we gonna get into that.
Yeah, brother. Like I had the media passes they told us in the email what time did the media passes have to be picked up by.
1 o'clock.
They had to be picked up by 1 o'clock on Saturday. You weren't coming in until 1 o'clock, exactly. And Dan was coming. I'm like, so the only real way for us to get the passes was to basically come down early as shit or the day before. Mm-hmm. So I bit the bullet like, fuck it. The reward flight I found leaves Friday night. I'm like, yo, this is perfect. There were no first class, nothing. So it was like, all right, fuck it. I'll take the John. I'll sit in a economy, whatever. Yo, I didn't know it was that many rows on the plane. I just forgot. You know what I'm saying? Like
they had you like 64.
Yo, when you get to 43, you like, God damn. Like, and I don't know what it is about getting back into the plane. No one can read. No. Like, no one knows the first 6 letters of the alphabet. I'm looking 40. This is A. Okay, I'm D. That's on this. Okay, that's on. It's just like. Oh my God!
It says here I'm at 84R.
Yeah,
where do I go?
Yeah, it was a mess. But I flew down on points. I stayed at the hotel. I stayed at the Courtyard Marriott. I'm gonna get into that. I stayed at the Courtyard Marriott, right around the corner from y'all. Dan was
getting to that is hilarious.
Dan was at the Westin. You was at the Ritz. Yeah. And only reason I booked the
it was a triangle.
We was literally like all on the same block.
Yeah.
And the only reason I booked because the Ritz was 102, and I should have did it, but I knew I was going somewhere this weekend because I'm going to the Chat Law or whatever the fuck it is in New York.
Okay.
And that shit is expensive as fuck. That shit is like $1,500 a night cash. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like it's ridiculous. So I'm like, fuck it, I cannot waste. Courtyard Marriott, you know what I'm saying? Nice. It's Marriott.
2 days,
you know what I'm saying? In and out. You know what I'm saying? Nothing. 60,000. Let it ride. You know what I'm saying? So I go to fuck there. Boom. I flew down on points. I stayed on points, and we had media passes, which gave us credentials to, the whole experience at the Revolt Summit. So realistically, I paid $11, and I kind of want to go to small claims court. About my 11, like real shit. Before y'all got there, because y'all came Saturday. Friday night, I walked down the Views. It was like a hookah lounge, whatever.
Peachtree.
On Peachtree. Nice. It was a nice place. Nice. DJ was fucking it up. You know, the Atlanta asses was assing. The Atlanta ass is unlike ass. Maybe Houston. The asses.
I was just in Houston. The asses wasn't like ridiculous.
Not look great. Like the ass. Damn, that's a big one. I mean, like ridiculous. Where it's like that ass is like. Imagine taking like a F-150 bed and putting it on a Durango, like just for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Like some of them asses you see down there, it's like what the fuck? Like, but anyway, I go to Views. I thought it was interesting that she asked me if I wanted a hookah while away because I got takeout. Cause I'm like, I'm by myself. Like I'm not about to be in this. I'm like, yo, can I order something from the bar, whatever. I order some catfish and some fries, you know, simple shit. She's like, you want a hookah while you wait? I'm like, hell yeah, I want a hookah. And I didn't realize when doing it, like, this is gonna be a long wait.
They put your ticket to the bottom. They're like, oh, you got a hookah.
Yeah, he's gonna be here. We're gonna try to slide him some Julio and keep his ass here. Like, so I get my food an hour and some change later or whatever. At that point, I'm starving, so I just eat the shit I'm
not even leaving no more at this point.
I'm eating a takeout joint at the bar. You know what I'm saying? So I'm eating whatever. I slide up out it. I go back to the telly. So I'm just up. You know how you first land somewhere, you just kind of be like up and shit. So I'm up. I'm chilling, whatever. I go down to the bar at the hotel, whatever. Get a little drink, whatever. Get another drink. So now I'm like, I'm kind of on or whatever. I go upstairs. Let me lay my ass down. I lay down. I wake up at like 3:30 in the morning, right? So now it's 3:30 and I'm starving, right? Yeah. So I'm just like, damn. And I told myself to get something else at the place just so I could have it, whatever. So I'm like, yo, I'm starving. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, where can I get food? Because there's nowhere possible I could get food at 3:30 in the morning. After COVID, there's no way. So I turn the TV on. The TV, you know, I'd be like having the shit on it. It say in-room dining.
24/7.
I hit the in-room dining. It say 24-hour dining. I'm like, oh, there it is. You know what I'm saying? God did. Like, there it is. I called down. I hit the motherfucking button on the John. Boy answers the phone. Yeah, courtyard front desk. I'm like, hey, what's going on, bro? I want to order something from the 24-hour dining menu. He's like, oh yeah, the 24-hour dining menu. It ain't really rolling right now. And I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? Is it rolling at all? Yeah. Like you're saying it ain't really rolling.
Is it limited? Like, is it popcorn only? Like, can I get something?
He like, I mean, no, like it ain't nothing shaking. And I'm like, so no, right? So I'm like, okay, are there any options for food? And he's like, I mean, we got like a assortment of frozen food down here in the freezer. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, fuck it, here I come. You know what I'm saying? So I come down.
Ask a nigga some dumb shit. Where you at?
I come the fuck down. I come to the John. The assortment of frozen food in the John was DiGiorno pizzas. They had cheese and pepperoni. That's the assortment. So I'm just like, why the fuck you say assortment over the phone knowing damn well you just had 2 frozen pizzas down the shit? So I'm like, fuck it. Let me get the pepperoni John. So I get the pepperoni John. He was like, you want to pay for it or you want to charge it to the room? I use Lee credit card for incidentals.
Charge it to the room. Let it ride.
Let me get something to drink too. Let it ride. You know what I'm saying? So boom, I come back up. I get back in the room. It hit me like, damn, I don't got a microwave in this joint. So I'm just like, what the fuck? You know, I'm like, damn, like ain't even no microwave. So I come the fuck back downstairs. I'm like, yo, cuz I ain't got a microwave in the room. He was like, yeah, you went off so fast. I wasn't even able to tell you, you know, did you want me to get you a microwave or whatever? I'm like, well, yeah, I'm gonna need one. He was like, all right, well, yeah, check this out. You can go back up. You don't gotta wait for it. I'm like, you goddamn right. I'm about to wait. Bring that shit up. I'm like, bring that shit upstairs. So I go the fuck up there. Now I'm sitting on the edge of the bed waiting to hold this fucking pizza.
Strong anticipation. Trey Songz, Anticipation 5.
Dog, the nigga shows up with the microwave. He like, here you go, bro. Whatever. He come in, plug the shit up. He like, all right, you have a good night. I'm like, all right. I take the shit out. You know, the box bend back and it turned into a little stage and you put the pizza on the shit. Put it in the microwave. I put that shit in there. This microwave, first off, it didn't have a name on it. I should have known that. When you got an unnamed microwave.
This is a microwave.
Yeah, like, yo, this like no production company was proud of what they did to put their name on this shit. Bro, I put the pizza in the microwave for 6 minutes. I swear to you, the pizza was colder after the 6 minutes than when I put it in there. I'm like, yo, this joint more frozen, yo. What the fuck? How long did I have to run this pizza for?
15 minutes.
17 minutes, dog. 17 minutes. Then you want to know what the catch-22, like the cap to it all was? I take the pizza out and don't got a knife. Because they ain't even no utensils in this motherfucker.
You gotta eat
I ate it like a chalupa. That's so fucking bad. It was like $4.50 in the morning. That was my first night in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Y'all showed up. Well, next day, I get the fuck up. We got to get the passes by 1 o'clock. I take an Uber over to the grounds. Now, I didn't even know where the Revolt Summit was at. Like, right. I didn't know. For some reason, I just thought it was at, like, a convention center, State Farm Arena.
Because when it was in Miami, it was at a convention center.
Like, I just thought Rick Ross Mansion. I just thought it was some, like, a place. So when I go on the Revolt website, and it was like, it's at 787 Windsor. And I'm like, what the fuck is 78? Is that a building? Yeah. So I go and look. It's just an address. So I'm like, what? So I get in the Uber, boom, boom, boom. Yo, 787 Windsor, you know, whatever. She take me over there. She was cool as shit. We get to the joint. As we go in there, I'm like, yo, this is, you know.
Looking a little dilapidated.
Yeah, Gucci Man LaFleur. Like, this is looking like trap house.
This look like where Field Mob shot their first video at.
Yeah. Cuckoo Cow. Like, this is not looking right. Man, I get there, come the fuck in the joint. Y'all had sent me both the QR codes. So I'm like, yo, I'm going to scan all the QR codes, get all of our media credentials. That way y'all ain't got to worry about coming in late. Come to the desk. I'm like, hey, what's going on? Matt Kane, the realest podcast ever. Here go my joint right here for the QR code. She's like, okay, great. We happy to have you. You know what I'm saying? Here go your media band. I'm like, yeah, I got 2 more QR codes for my team members, whatever. She's like, okay, but where they at? I'm like, one just landed. The other one is in the air probably, you know what I'm saying? So she was like, oh, well, they got to come get them. And I'm like, well, no. Like, Kendra, who's running the joint, gave us the email. She was like, yeah, you can just get all of them. She was like, yeah, I don't know where Kendra at, but like, they got to be here with the QR codes. And I'm like, but they're not going to be here by 1 o'clock. She was like, oh, that don't matter. And I'm like, what the fuck? I done flown down this motherfucker, had this goofy shit with this DiGiorno for no fucking reason.
All based around this 1 o'clock cutoff.
All based around the 1 p.m. cutoff.
Which is a farce.
Which was a complete farce.
You know what time they shut down? 5:30.
Who knows?
They shut the media joint down at 5:30.
Dog. So I'm like, well, what the fuck? Like, if that's the case, you know what I'm saying? So now I'm just here. I got my media band, but now I'm just here. And I only did that, like, one, I wanted to see Jay Petty. Shout out Jay Petty. Shout out the whole team from Wyatt and Kennedy.
Great people, man. Amazing people.
Great people. We got to kick it with them. His wife, we actually, because I got all her stuff and shit. Teresa Collins, she's the PR director for Wyatt and Kennedy. She was nice as hell. JP, they showed us nothing but love the whole weekend. Even tried to scumbag us into one of the tents.
The celebrity tent.
Yeah, security boys ready to kill you and shit. The crazy part is you was in the tent.
I was in the tent.
And was behind him.
I was like this.
But he was just
I was
like
sidestepping. I seen Mandy B in Upscale Vandal. I was like, all right, I'm going to just,
He let you rock. And he just turned and was like, I'll fight you, big dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, yo, what the fuck?
Then Teresa stepped up and she's like, hey, she's like, no. They're with Jay Petty. He's the keynote. Da. And boy, like, yeah, no, that's cool and all, but I ain't about to be covering for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't falling on the sword for this whole situation. And I'm like, damn. It just kind of reminded me of various, like, situations I've been in, just various places around the country where, like, literally, like, a nigga making $18 an hour is making executive decisions.
Oh, yeah.
And that's bad for everybody involved because it leads us to where we are right now. And, you know, a lot of times when people get hired for jobs, they only use, like, their job sense instead of common sense.
Right.
And using, like, job sense and being overly rigid on certain stuff is like it puts people in weird predicaments where it creates all these additional questions and scenarios and thought processes and stuff like that just wouldn't even exist if you just be like, you know what? Oh, yeah, they with the keynote. Oh, yeah, cool, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, yo, it started this whole downward slope of like, all right, well, if we're media and we have media credentials and we can't go here, where can we go?
You're getting a little too far ahead now. So when I get there, I get my media band. Okay, cool. I'll let y'all know. And you're snapping on the plane.
Oh, yeah.
You was going off. So I get in, I'm like, whatever. Dan hit me like, hey, I'm on my way. I'm like, all right, I'll come out and meet you, whatever. So boom, go in for the first keynote speakers, right? It was like a guy who owns like his own social media joints, another guy who worked for AT&T with a ridiculous suit. It was
the obligatory sponsor keynote.
It was a lady who handles like marketing for all these different companies she worked with, whatever. And they just weren't great at speaking. And then this shit that they were saying was coming off like real, like, you know them buttons, them ask me how buttons. It was coming off like that. You know, and I'm just like, remember Simi on Coming to America? He was like, I'm beginning to think that these are the people who have stolen our luggage. Like that. That's what I'm just like. I'm beginning to think that this is a Ponzi scheme. like this shit ain't adding up.
It start feeling like Wake Up Now.
It start feeling like real Little Richard, I'm a pony of this joint. Like it was getting weird, and the shit that like a couple of them was saying was just like not like factually correct and not really like making much sense. The one guy was like, he talked about the importance of monetizing your content, which is right. Absolutely. And he was like, you got to monetize your content. He was like, everybody now who's monetizing their content in 5 years, they're going to be so far ahead. And the people who aren't monetizing it, you're going to just be catching up to where they at now. And
all right, bet. I'm with you, big dog. Right on.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, you just monetize content.
I'm doing that.
Yeah,
so in
you know,
5 years, I'm going to be rich.
And then he was like, like, look at Bad Barbie, or Bad Baby, whatever the fuck her name is. He was like, look at her. You figure she made $40-something million last year from monetizing her content. She made more money than Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, Lotto, Meg Thee Stallion, all of them, just for monetizing her content the right way. And I'm like, well, she's ass naked on OnlyFans.
Yeah, in a vat of honey and
like,
milk and honey.
Different than somebody dropping. I'm like, and I'm thinking to myself, like, if Cardi B created OnlyFans, the U.S. Treasury would have to step in. I'm like, this ain't a real good.
Yeah, Cardi B is on OnlyFans right now, essentially being a comedian, and she made $9 million last year.
Like, yeah, if Cardi B decided to get a double dildo and get it cracking on that show, like, yeah, Cardi B could run up 40, 50,
They would arrest her for wire fraud.
Yeah, straight up. She'd reach oligarch status in America.
24 hours. I would buy 2 memberships.
So where I'm sitting now, mind you, I'm a respectful brother. I don't just make decisions. I'm not that bull. I'm really not. And I honestly feel like at superstardom levels, I'm still not. I come up to the girls who are working the whole thing. They got clipboards and earpieces and shit. Hey, how y'all sisters doing? My name Matt Kane, realest podcast ever. I got my media band from, my whole media company, whatever. I'm trying to figure out where should I go? Is it just sit wherever you want or whatever? The girl was like, oh, if you're media and have a media band, you can sit right here in the front because that's Revolt guests. Yeah. The seats say Revolt guest on them. Then like the first 3 or 4 rows, then like the rows after that say VIP. Then like the next 3 or 4 rows is
general admission.
Wherever. I said, okay. I sit down in the front. I'm watching the first keynotes. I watch Jay Petty. Jay Petty killed it, whatever. In between Jay Petty and the next person going, this other girl comes over and she was like, are you with Revolt? And I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm independent, whatever. She was like, oh, well, people who with Revolt, they got guests and they need these seats. And I'm like, I'm looking around. There's no one. I'm on a row. It's empty. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, there's some seats all over here.
Mad seats.
You need somewhere to sit. And she was like, no, but we need these seats because, we got a lot of people coming in. Like, you know what I'm saying? The No Limit people is here. And I'm like, who? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm lost as to what that has to do. If this is media seating, I don't like.
Like Ghetto Dope was a classic. I love that album.
Ice Cream was my shit, but I'm like, I'm lost. So now it's starting to be like a thing. Like it's starting to get like, I'm that boy. Like, all right, this is a little too. So the other girl who originally, she came over like, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with her. Like, I don't know the issue. Like, you perfectly good. Because they were stopping people. They kept and I'm like, why don't y'all just put a sign up to tell people where to go as opposed to y'all just making it up on the fucking fly. So now it's just like, it's just too much. And Dan there, and I'm just like, yo, I'm going to just step off. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I never even went back in the joint. You know what I'm saying? Just because it was like, yo, this is weird. I ain't
going to hold you. They would have had to remove me.
I can't do it.
It would have been.
And that's what he was like. He was like, I'm glad Chad ain't done it.
They would have had to remove me.
You know me. You put the battery in my bag. Yeah, fuck it.
They would have had to escort me. They would have had to have 4 of them $18 an hour niggas come get me.
I was just like, I ain't doing it. You know what I'm saying? So I walked off. I'm like, all right, this is weird. So I come out. Me and Jay Petty link now. Me, him, Dan, whatever. So he like, yeah, I don't know what the fuck is going on. Da-da-da-da-da. So Dan like, yo, where is the media tent? The girl is like, oh, they not doing that this year. So I'm like, what year is it? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you mean they not doing it this year? She was like, yeah, they used to have it to where it's like when you had a media credential, they had a separate tent that only you could go into, and all of the keynote speakers, all the artists, whatever, they'd be in there so you can like, you know, get at them, get content, whatever. We like, yeah, that's why the fuck we thought we got invited to this. She's like, yes, that's
the point.
So if there's no media tent, what is the purpose in the media ban? The girl is like, I mean, you here? And I'm just like, honestly, I'm gonna have to cause this motherfucking scene for this little 11.
I had to call Ben Crump.
Yeah, where you at, man?
I had to call Crump.
Ben Crump, where you at, man?
Y'all playing a lot of games today.
Y'all playing a lot. So at that point, Dan is like, all right, I'm checking out. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to slide. So then you're there. You pull up with the rental. You pull up damn near to where you can like, because at one point they shut the shit
listen,
down.
I finagled my way. I just started looking for bad streets. Dan was like, no, you got to go up. I'm like, all right, cool. I just found a street that went up. It just went across until I started seeing balloons and signs. And I got right up to the teeth of the jaw. Like, and I stopped, get out. So now let's pick up from where I
So now we picking up where you come up.
So now I come up. I'm in the car. I'm on the phone with Dan. I'm like, yo, I'm talking to Dan, whatever, because I'm trying to tell him where I'm at. He like, oh, no, I know where you at. Just stay there. Don't move, blah, blah, blah. So I see my man Sad walking up.
Right.
I'm in the rental, fishbowl, no tent. Sad, look up from his phone, see me. My nigga, walk over, whatever. By this time, Dan rolling up, whatever, introduce them. We swap out. Dan go where he going. I start walking to the joint. So I come in contact with my first $18 an hour, brother. And this nigga, like, looks like, what's the bull from the Wizards that got caught with all the weed and shit?
Crittenden?
No, Montrezl Harrell.
Oh, Harrell.
Montrezl Harrell and shit.
Wait, Montrezl Harrell is on the Sixers now?
Yeah, that's on Sixers now, yeah.
He got caught with a bunch of weed?
He got caught with a bunch of pounds in Kentucky.
Oh, yeah. Where the fuck was it?
Yeah, they discharged it recently, whatever. So he good. So I roll up. I'm with Sad, whatever. Sad got his QR code out. Bam, my man like, yeah, I need to see a QR code. So AT&T is the official sponsor of the event. They have blocked out almost all cell phone signals from anything that's not AT&T.
They some geniuses.
Them niggas is brilliant.
Yeah.
They some evil geniuses. So I'm trying to get my QR code, whatever. It's taking long to load up because I got Sprint Mobile, T-Sprint. So I'm fucking trying to load my joint up. My man like, my man, I'm gonna need you to step over here. Like I'm in his way. Keep in mind, at this point, there's nobody up here. Yeah, I'm gonna need you to step to the side. You know what I'm saying?
Because when you came through the gate, the first thing I should vouch for, because I came out, met you as you came in through the gate, and I see your face, I'm like, you cool? I didn't have to flex on two motherfuckers.
So I'm like, damn, dog, like you doing all this and all that. You don't know who was who. Like that's my biggest point. It's just like, yo, you don't know who was who. And black people have this thing where we see other black and brown faces, in my case, a yellow face, and motherfuckers just you ain't nobody. You just a nigga that's just here.
Yeah.
Fuck you, nigga.
Just a nigga.
You just a nigga.
Just a nigga.
So I get my first "you just a nigga" John as dealing with him. So I walk outside like, damn, bro, you cool? No, I'm not cool because I'm here as a especially invited guest to be here, and I'm already being treated by a nigga that's not gonna have a job on Monday.
Right.
This is problematic.
Right.
So I walk up, I see the John that say media. I slide to the media John. I talk to them. Girls were super nice running the media John, whatever.
The girl was super nice. I'll give her that.
At the media John, super nice. They give me my bracelet, whatever. They say, yeah, you want. I said, can I go out this side, John? She's like, don't open the bike rack. You got to go back down and around. Cool. I go back down and around. I go through the line and say VIP/media. I walk up. They dealing with somebody that I presume was that was a VIP or whatever.
Right.
So he got to get his QR code out to get his band. So I walk up. I say, yeah, how y'all doing? I'm Chad, TRPE, Rose Podcast, whatever. I'm media. They like, oh, well, you media. You got to go back. Mm-hmm. I'm like, right. Oh, just go ahead. Then I'm like, y'all just looking for reasons to turn motherfuckers around.
Just yell.
Like, yell and just be mean to people.
Right.
So this is my second negative interaction. I've been here for 4 minutes. So I walk up, I see Matt, we talk, we get to moving around, whatever. The first thing that stands out to me is like, all right, cool. We on this little creative campus or whatever. It actually looks pretty nice. Cool. The first thing I notice is It's like 4 food trucks
5.
for like 3,000 people.
It was 5 food trucks.
It was 5 food trucks for 3,000 people. And keep in mind, bear in mind, special invited guests, media, whatever, our credentials is comped and all of that. Nothing is on the house.
No.
You got to, everything is a la carte.
Waters.
Yeah.
Am I lying, Dan?
Waters and Ciroc.
Yeah.
Everything is a la carte.
And they wasn't serving Ciroc, and they was doing it hourly.
Gotcha.
Like you
Shot
could
o'clock.
Like 1 to 2, yeah, but
Yeah.
then 2 to 3 you on your own. 3 to 4, we be back. Like that's how they was doing it.
So I noticed this, and it's just, so we get over to the right side of the campus near where the main stage was or whatever. It's just masses of people. Look like they just unloaded Noah's Ark. It's just masses of people just standing there, whatever. So we get them bouncing around, whatever. We call Jay Petty. We meet up with Jay Petty and Jen, whatever. We leave from over there. Jay Petty like, no, you got to go over here, and then you got to go over here. So he take us to the Puma John, whatever, where they were supposed to be doing something, and then we get there, and there was nothing going on.
No.
So then we leave there, go back. He like, oh, no, I know where to go. We going to the fucking VIP tent. We go to the VIP tent, and then this picks back up where my man, I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm literally in. Jay Petty is already in the back of the tent or whatever, because he just on some, he just flat threw his John up and just kept walking.
See what it is y'all. I think it's you from your club, Joan, where you just have just walk right to fucking like you own the
walk
place.
like you own the place. You gotta. My cousin Stevie G said you gotta test your game out sometimes.
My-
I know I ain't supposed to be in here, but so what?
My thing is like being a big guy. I don't want to get hit with the cattle prod. Like I don't want a motherfucker.
They going
to
straight to violence.
Yeah, like straight to violence. Yeah, just no ifs, ands, or buts. So that's why I stopped and was like, it's cool.
Yeah.
And the security boy, like, it's so weird. Like, he looked at you and was like, yo, I don't know if you're supposed to be in this joint. And it was like, and then turned to me. It was just like, well, I ain't letting you the fuck in. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and now Jen is in the mix. And she's like, no, they with Jay Petty. It's all good. She's like, it's good. It's good, brother. It's good. He like, no, it ain't good.
No,
you know what I'm
it ain't
saying?
good. It ain't good till I say it's good.
Because I ain't about to be responsible, you know what I'm saying, be covering for y'all and all that. People, like, here's the thing. Who the fuck is coming in this tent checking bands?
Yeah.
Nobody.
No.
You the band checker.
Yeah.
So if it get past you and you cool with it, there's no next level of like protocol or security, and it's not the M Bison big boss of security that's coming here to make sure that you check everybody credential, whatever. None of that is happening.
I don't see them not, inviting you back to secure the premises next year. You know what I'm saying?
Security is a bunch of interns and your homie people. Yo, you want a job for the day? Like the people that do the voting. Stand out in front of the ballots. That's security.
Yeah.
So
it's
why
an
is you taking this
it's an
fucking
open
job so
call.
serious?
Are you alive? Do you have valid ID? Do you want to work in a high-paced environment for a Fortune 33 million company? Come work the fucking Revolt Conference. That's what this is. This is not a real job, bro. They're gonna pay you in petty cash at the end of the day.
Oh, that little brown
Yeah.
tin.
Who all need to get paid? Me. They gonna pay you niggas out of petty cash. This is not something to be taken serious, my brother.
Yeah.
I promise. So Jay Petty is pissed. So Jay Petty come, man, they on some bullshit. We going back to the Puma shit. So we go back to Puma shit. Now it's 9,000 niggas.
The Puma shit was jumping.
I
said, is Jay-Z in that shit? Is the Puma
Is Emily in here?
Yeah.
I'm not here for Clyde.
Yeah.
It's LaMelo Ball here.
Yeah.
Like, that shit was jumping. It was like literally 94 times the amount of people that was there when we was just there 8 minutes ago.
Right.
So I don't know what little silent announcement, little special text niggas got, whatever. So we walk back over. Now we're just standing in like the little center area in between the performance stage and then this container community. So they had a bar set up, boom. Then there's a container community that's adjacent to that. That's all these different like stores or whatever. So they had the Puma Jones set up. They had a Revolt store set up.
Right.
They had
assets and liabilities.
liability shit set up, whatever.
Oh yeah, shout out to Troy. Talk about Troy.
Yeah, so and so then in the midst of us just standing around, whatever, now Jay Petty is just literally looking for people to introduce us to. So we ended up meeting
I
the
will say
photographer.
this. Shout out to Jay Petty. He definitely got some juice, and he's definitely
Jay Petty got the juice.
And he's not no hoe nigga about shit. He's
Yeah.
definitely like, no, look, we gonna do this. We gonna polish what we do. Like shout out Jay Petty.
J. Petty was actively looking for people to introduce us to.
J. Petty has moved up a notch in my book.
Yeah, so he introduced us to
Now
the
has
photographer
two
from.
notches. You know
He
what I'm
introduced us
saying?
to the people, the main photographer from Revolt. He like, nah, boy, he a big time shooter. He a big deal. Da da da. Meet him, snap a bunch of pictures, this and this. So now we're just meandering through the little. They had the little fake. Little grass, the area, whatever. Turf. We looking for people to meet. So he like, oh, bet. He's like, that's Troy from EYL. All right, we over here. So J. Petty is like, he a man on a mission. He walks with purpose. And he's like, hey, what's going on, man? I'm J. Petty. It was a keynote, whatever. Why and Kennedy. This is my guys, Chad and Matt, realest podcast ever. Boom, boom, boom. He's like, oh yeah, where y'all from? So we struck up a little conversation.
And Troy wasn't on no whole.
No, he was cool as
shit.
fuck.
He really stopped and talked to us for like 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah, he was like, yo, send me your shit right now. Send me a DM, blah, blah, blah. He was like, he gave us some strong tips about, remonetizing some past content and stuff like that. He like, no, we gonna get up. You know what I mean? So I'll send him a DM with our information, this, and this. So that was cool. So after that, me and Matt just kind of go our own way. And we like, yo, we gotta eat. Like, we gotta get something to eat. And we start looking at, like, the various lines and, like, where we think the lines are. They're not the lines. No. The lines are now, if y'all can visualize this, out back past to where we originally came in at.
Right.
Literally at the teeth of where we came in at, these are the food lines. And they all are like snaking around in like different directions. And
remember the chicken wing fried fish truck, John? I was like, oh, this line not drawing. This showing perfect. I cut around and I was like, is this the line to get into the main stage? They said, no, this for the food.
This for the food.
Oh, goddamn. Like,
every food.
Oh, goddamn.
Yeah. Every food line was 2 hours long.
Dog. That the fried chicken and fried fish line, I'm being nice. 115 people.
Easy.
I'm being nice.
Easy.
I never seen that many people in line at a truck.
The Jamaican truck, John, the Caribbean food truck.
We was standing there so long, we became part of the line.
Yeah, people walking up behind us.
We
like,
standing
y'all the
there
line?
in confusion. It was 10 motherfuckers standing behind us. That shit was ridiculous, man. 3,000 people with food trucks is like goddamn. And like we did the Roots picnic. Media passes, VIP passes, you backstage, craft services. We got this, we got that, we got food, we got drinks. What you want, or we can go get it. All of that shit at the Black Awareness Rally. McDowell's was catering the motherfucker.
At the Roots picnic, I don't know if you remember, we got into a whole nother tent we wasn't even supposed to be in. They was like, technically, this is like some other shit, but go ahead. I knew the girl that was running the joint or whatever, doing the admissions, and she was like, oh no, just go ahead. Hey, what's up, Chad? Just go ahead, do your thing, whatever. And we lounged there. We brung guests in there, more people that was with us. We had a little 15 piece in that joint. We wasn't even supposed to be there.
Was deep in that motherfucker. Real talk.
So it's like, this is the difference. You know what I'm saying? And I think the bigger overarching point to all of this is that, one, unorganization.
Oh, man.
Abound. Just unorganization was abound. Two, you invite various people of independent media to come be a part of this thing. You give them a credential. You allow them to be here, but you don't give them access to nothing. No. So how is an independent media outlet supposed to level the playing field against this big, giant mammoth of a network that's on television and has a huge digital presence? How are we supposed to level the playing field if we come here as media and can't even get access to cut content?
Yes.
It doesn't make any sense.
Oh.
But you know who is cutting content? Revolt.
Oh, yeah.
Everything is under surveillance. I'm sure they had big giant cameras floating somewhere, whatever, drones, all types of shit, capturing all of this shit. On top of the fact that every single symposium that they did or keynote or whatever is recorded and going to get chopped up, edited, and placed on, find its place either on Revolt Digital, which is online, or Revolt fucking TV. Like, so y'all made money 9 different ways. You had the big ass sponsor, AT&T. That's at least $500,000, if not $1 million.
Shit, tickets. The GA tickets was what, $149, and then the VIP was $330 or some shit like that. So let's just say average $215. Y'all, it was 3,000 people.
Yeah. So you got 700,000 in gate money. Mm-hmm. You got another $500,000 to $1 million in sponsorship money.
Whatever you charge the food trucks,
whatever you charge the vendors in the food trucks, whatever you charge the smaller sponsors, 5,000 here, 10,000 here, whatever.
All them little container stores and shit in the back. Yeah.
Then you got the whole thing of y'all gonna monetize every piece of content that was here. So let's just say whatever all of the guest costs, Gucci Mane, Master P, Mandy B, upscale vandal, this person, da 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 da. Let's say that ate up half of the sponsorship money. You still plus money on the sponsorship money plus all of the admission money, vendors, this, and this. So basically, Puff had a $2 million weekend and didn't even have to show up. So you want to talk about monetizing your brand and your content. That motherfucker had a $2 million weekend, didn't even have to set foot in Atlanta. So it's like, bravo to him. Congratulations, good for him. But it's like the end user experience was shitty. You got 9,000 rappers running around this motherfucker with QR codes and business cards.
I talked to so many rappers.
Speak to the fact of what happened when they saw niggas with the band on. Like, what happened? Like, as far as, like, the people that saw you with the band on.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
so, me and Dan walking through the crowd. This is before you got there. Me and Dan walked through the turf, and we got to the back where the containers was at. And we just, I be forgetting at times what we look like. Like, we big, large niggas already. So, now you big, large niggas, and then you got on these media bands, and motherfucker, like, you could see people just, like, look at his wrist like, oh, you media, what you got going on? Like, oh, I got a podcast, big podcast out of Philadelphia. Oh, word, check this out. I just dropped my mixtape, my mixtape called These Hoes Getting on a Nigga Nerve. Check me out, man. I'm on YouTube. Y'all should have me up on the shit. And it's just like, oh, God. I'm standing like, yo, where is Chad at? Yeah. The funniest part of the joke is this chick comes walking through. Bad little chick, like body just crazy, and she's walking through, and she come over and start talking to us. Yeah, I sing, and this and the third. I've produced a couple of tracks. You know what I'm saying, like bullshitting and shit. And we talking.
Like, you heard of Rel from Rockefeller?
Yeah,
I did his album off Rockefeller. That was me.
I see my plaque. I wrote selfish shit.
So we just talking or whatever, and she's asking me this and saying shit, what about her music and her career and what she's doing and where she just came from. I just came from London. I live in Miami, but I'm doing music. I was just in New York. I was supposed to do some tracks there, but we're going to do them here and whatever. So I went to go, like, reference some shit, and I didn't want the reference to, like, be too old. And I was like, wait, how old are you? And she's like, oh, I'm 17. And I'm like, wait, what? Dan was like, and just walked the fuck off. That's the noise this nigga made.
Kill my thing.
Nothing that.
He said, I'm out of here and walk the fuck off. Now I'm just standing there stuck talking to her and shit. And I'm just like, yo, like, the dynamic of it is like, that was when it super hit me. It's like, yo, this ain't really like a place for us.
Yeah.
It's more, and I mean, granted, it is in theory. In theory, because you got the opportunity to talk to people and this, that, and that, but this isn't really gonna, like, further nobody. Exactly. It's basically just like a powwow, like it's a glorified powwow.
It's fellowship.
Fellowship. That's really all.
Yeah. And what I realized is that no slight to Revolt because it's a communal problem. Any event that's like by us, for us, meaning black people, is going to be more performative than informational in nature. You're going to leave with way more like visual representation or experiences than actual, like, not a knowledge base of, like, I'm going to go home and use this to better my business.
How many pictures did we take with motherfuckers, Dan? It was ridiculous at one point. Like, how motherfuckers, come on, let me get a picture with you, bro. Let me get it. And I'm just like, this is nothing. This is going to help. I took two.
What you do, dog? I'm just here.
Yeah.
I finesse my jaw.
Yeah.
I already know how
he
these things
literally
go.
stopped telling about. He was like, stop telling these motherfuckers I do fucking bitch. Like,
oh, you do videos where you got your camera?
Like, yo.
Let's shoot some shit right now.
He literally, like, the one chick was like, what you do? He's like, I snuck in this joint. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn biggest shit though. I snuck in this joint. Yeah, I snuck in this
and you almost have to do that to counterbalance all the pretentiousness of everybody else that's overstating who they are, what they do, and how much success they've had.
I took 2 pictures while I was there in my phone. You know who's there? Me, you, and Jay Petty. Me, Jay Petty, and Dan. That was it.
I didn't take any.
I didn't even do the shit with Troy. For me, I didn't take a picture with, we would earn your leisure today, big shit on the way.
Right.
Like, because this motherfucker could leave and just completely forget who the fuck we is. Like, I'm not about to post this shit like, we working, you know what I mean? Me and big bro said, you know.
Big bro said TRPE up next.
Yeah, I'm saying, like, no, I'm not doing this shit. But I know motherfuckers was posting me because I was getting the tags. And it's just like, yo, what the fuck, man? Like, the whole overall, it really, you get there and you realize, like, damn, this is the courses that and I guess I'm not even gonna put it on Puffy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's not the CEO of the company. He's the chairman.
No.
He goes and gets the big checks, gets the AT&T sponsorship, got the fucking distribution with the cable networks and this and this. This shit right here ain't his job.
But I've watched more than a couple people get up on that stage and be like, yeah, you know, because my company, y'all need to follow my company because this is what we do. And it's just like, this is one of them courses.
Yeah, it's like you paid to be here.
Yeah, this is one of them courses. You know what I mean? And it left a weird feel.
Yeah, I didn't leave feeling good or feeling like anything was gained from the experience. And, you know, for this to be the representation of one of the few black networks, real deal network, like it ain't a bullshit network. Like, it's a real deal network. They have big distribution and a big digital imprint. And to just not even allow people like 2 hours out of 12, and actually in this case
24,
15 the first day because they ran late.
I was about to say, yeah, second day, yeah.
Because they ran late.
Yeah, we was getting updates at 11:30.
11:30 at night.
Yeah.
Like, so to not allow people 2 hours out of 30 to just genuinely have 10 minutes with Gucci Man, 10 minutes with this person, whatever, to be able to put together a sizzle reel or whatever the fuck is like, it's crazy.
Even if y'all do it like how Dan said, like a rolling red carpet, where it's like, okay, you media, this is your place. You know what I'm saying? You stand on this, and they gonna come down like just nothing. It's just like, yo, this is anything.
Yeah, because it's like a lot of the people that was there, I have connections or callbacks that I can hit these people with that's gonna lessen their tension or whatever like that, because it'd be like, oh yeah, oh Gucci, damn, yeah, no, we booked you at Vanity Grand a few years ago in Philly, All-Star Weekend, oh yeah, damn, Now it softens the conversation, you know what I'm saying? But if you don't even get an opportunity to do that, then you just another face in the crowd. And to have, you know, and you said it was a situation where the girl walked up and was asking like, oh, well, where's the media tent and this and this and this, and they like, oh yeah, we ain't really doing that this year. And she's just like, wait, what? Because people travel for this, because it only happens one time a year. So it's like when you have any type of symposium,
shout out
a
somebody,
summit,
I ain't gonna say who, but I was talking to her the other day, and she's like, yo, and folks was like, yeah, you know, I'm coming down Atlanta for, you know, the Revolt Summit. She's like, y'all gonna be mad to the motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like, yeah. Yeah.
Because it's like the citizens of like Atlanta are not the ones that are like dispersing on this event. It's people from all over the country that's coming here. So we came from Philly, and we pretty much all traveled on points or some deeply discounted version of travel, whatever, to get there. It wasn't a big deal. So what about the people that fucking saved up money for 6 months or 8 months or whatever to make sure, oh, I'm coming here and I'm gonna have my cameraman and this, and this, and all you got was B-roll. You didn't get nothing substantial that's gonna further you or your brand, and you didn't leave with no tangible information. It wasn't no binders handed out or no motherfucking booklets handed out or nothing like that covering all of the rubric and this, and this. Like, people that we know said they was going up, they didn't even have their slides for their goddamn job.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, damn, what time you supposed to go on? Oh yeah, that ain't going on. Oh, so yeah, so send us the slides. We have them now. You got 2 more hours from when you was supposed to go on. Like, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, damn, yo, like, this is janky. Yeah. This is janky. This is Russell Red's and Jelly Roll Productions.
Oh yeah. yeah, that's what it was.
And it's like, yo, I hate to be that guy, but it's like, yo, if I was at the CBS Summit, it would have been craft services, it would have been a media tent, it would have been, oh, this is the media tent, but it's also a red carpet. You get your motherfucking spot on the carpet, you get your interviews, whatever. Like, it'd be a real deal thing because they understand, because they're central broadcasting, whatever fuck CBS stands for. They understand the importance of media that's not just coming from you, because the consumer has smartened up to the point where they understand that when all your media directly comes from you, it's a certain level of propaganda. So you need or direct messaging that you want to get across. But when it's coming from all these other outlets and everybody's saying, oh, it was fantastic and we got to do this, it gives you more brand equity just by default because it's somebody that's not you saying that this is a good product. Right. Same thing with TRPE. We can get up here and say, oh, we the best podcast and this. But if the fans and the audience are not saying it, or people that come in contact with this product are not coming and staying, then it's like we can say whatever we want. It don't really mean shit. If we don't have our patrons that are willing to pay for additional content every month and pay to come to these live shows and this every single time we have one, that's your proof of content. That's your brand equity. So it's like
we should have an announcement for a live show in the next week or so.
Yes, absolutely. That's
our 6th anniversary.
That's 90% done.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, so it's like, you know, knowing all of the different things that we do as a small indie media company, a grassroots company that started 5.5 years ago, really 6 years ago, but we didn't do our first show until January. But started basically 6 years ago with me and you, and me pressing you about this, and me, you, and Rod, and then it transformed into me and you, and then all the different network stuff that we've done, and this, and this, and to have it to where fast forward now, you got this big global entity, and it's like, oh damn, we could have did one of these. Like,
Yeah, we literally went to the chicken hut and was fucking discussing the TRPE Summit. Yeah.
I still got my notes.
Yo, real shit. It was just like, yeah, I could put one of these together with just keynotes from people that we just come in contact with.
yeah.
Hey, I could do
We
this.
could take all the guests from the last 2 years and put together a goddamn summit and do it at the Met or whatever the hell, Festival Pier is closed or whatever. Fuck, we could do that shit and charge niggas $100 a ticket and that be that. You know what I'm saying? And it'll be more buttoned up, more informational, and people will leave with something. Like, so it's like I don't know, man. I just didn't have a good feeling walking out of them gates, and it was like to put so much impetus on security and not so much importance on the user experience was just strange to me.
Yeah.
You got MI7 level security. You got multiple levels of security throughout this whole joint. You got to scan in, get a band, go through. You got to scan out.
You had to scan out.
You got to scan out.
Yeah.
Like, to go through all of that, but then the media people don't get 2 hours over a span of 2 days with people or whatever, and then they send out an email the next day and was like, "Oh yeah, today we're gonna have media access." Da 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 da. Never named where it was, and they never gave a time structure of when it was going on.
Right.
So I'm just like, huh? And then they made it important to say this access will be limited in nature. Okay, so when is it going to be? At 11:30 at night on Sunday? Like when is this going to take place? And they never sent a follow-up email because they probably had so many complaints the first day from media people that were there that didn't get no access. So they're like, all right, we gonna scramble and put something together real quick.
Yeah, we got something for you.
We got something for you niggas.
Yeah, we was cooking up, you know.
Meet us in front of the Jamaican truck between 11:33 and 11:57 a.m. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, it was bad.
It was strange.
It was very strange.
It was strange. I will not be attending again.
Yeah.
I will not be attending again. You know what I'm saying?
Overall, though, how'd you feel about Atlanta?
I mean,
I will say this. I don't. You can feel the propaganda in the people down there. Like,
yeah.
And I said it to my homie that I'm like, yo, I don't have enough fake jewelry to make it in Atlanta. Right. You know, like I just don't. You know.
The Audemars Protect.
Oh
was
my
crazy.
God, yo, the nigga came out with this big ass fake Protect on, and I was like, damn, that Protect look awful. And Dan was like, yeah, why is it so fucking big? It's like a brick. It's like a brick AP. That nigga got the Audemars Protect. The Audemars Protect.
Yeah, it just sucks that I lived in Atlanta. I went to college in Atlanta for my freshman year, whatever like that. And I know what the fabric of Atlanta is. The people, they're amazing, very nice, cordial, inviting people, and to see the way that the city has just been morphed.
Oh, it's not them. It's the niggas who moved in.
It's the niggas who moved in.
Yeah.
Exactly. To see that this city that was like a hub of black excellence has and prosperity and all of that has morphed into like this whole thing of like this black elitism and pretentiousness and like I'm stunting on you, and it's like commerce over care. It's just strange as hell. Yeah. And it's like you said, it's not the natives. It's not the people from Atlanta. It's not the people from Decatur. It's not the people from East Point. It's the motherfuckers from St. Louis and Detroit and California and Philly and Detroit and Brooklyn and Queens and all of that shit that have moved there that have turned it into like this like, oh yeah, nigga,
it's like, you could feel that shit coming off of like mad motherfuckers down there. Especially at the event, because there's so many people coming from other places. And it's like just this, it's hard to explain, but you feel it when you're there, where you just like, this shit ain't really like, I don't like this.
Yeah, it didn't feel good. You know what I'm saying? And my whole thing be, I'm very inviting. I'm very cordial when I'm places or whatever. Like you said, explaining ourselves. Hey, I'm so and so from here. Like laying it all out. Like I'm the type of person like to give people more information than less in order to avoid potential hiccups down the line. So for us to be there and basically be getting stunted on by security, I just didn't feel that shit. Like it was not a good experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would like to personally give the Revolt Conference 2 thumbs down.
Yeah.
And I don't see a world that exists where I could attend this thing again.
Yeah. We got spoken to about potentially being on the stage next year.
Yeah.
And I'm like, because my thing is like people who was on the motherfuckers who was actually keynotes was complaining about they didn't even get their writers handled. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, what writer?
yeah. Yo, you did one? Damn, where that
Who you
joint-
sent that to?
Yeah, where that
Get
joint?
some rock peach and
Yeah.
some spring water.
You asked for 2 bottles of Henny and a bottle of Mo. You get in there, it's all Ciroc. Like, hey, man, let's.
We got some airplane bottles of Deleon. I don't know if you fuck with tequila.
Yeah. It wasn't that great. Shit,
It was not a feel good experience.
I was kind of over it that first day. The second day, I didn't even come out. Like at night, I was just chilling. Like I'm just like, about to just order some food. Y'all went out. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I just was like, I'd rather chill. Yeah, like I said, it was fun being with y'all, like running around doing stupid shit. I had more fun in the CVS. That was funny. Shit.
More fun than CVS and JR Crickets than the whole rest of the
Crickets was funny as shit too. But yeah, overall,
shout out to our waitress at JR Cricket. She was blitzed
Yeah,
off her ass. She was high as shit, yo. But I respect it because they had her doing 9 jobs. So it's like, yo, I gotta get high before I come here. Like,
she was like, damn, why y'all still here? We was like, we ain't get to check yet. She like,
oh shit.
You do gotta pay.
oh shit, yeah, damn.
She was fried.
Yeah, she was fried rice. We ain't do no malls. We ain't do none of that shit. We literally was just like, after, the first day kind of just like burnt everybody.
It wasn't fun.
Yeah, like everybody was just like,
And and then they didn't have any chairs.
Yo.
There was no seating anywhere.
That's why I said, yo, I'm out.
Yeah, it was nowhere to sit.
I told Chad I hopped out the car. He hopped out, I hopped in. I'm like, you ain't gonna be that long. I go buy a hookah. I didn't check out at the hookah store yet. He ain't come get me.
Yeah, we was both like, all right, yeah, where you at?
Where you paying for my hookah?
We went back to JR Cricket's then like, damn, this is where I bought the hookah at.
Right next door.
Oh, man. But yeah, overall, I was just like, and then we stayed downtown, and downtown ain't like, Peachtree is rolling, but outside of that, it was just bums every fucking way.
Downtown is gutted. Downtown Atlanta is gutted. They need to power wash that whole shit.
Yeah, I thought downtown Philly is pretty terrible. This might be worse.
Yeah, it looked like Market East.
Yeah, Market East. That's what it looked like. Yeah, just people just laying the fuck on the street and shit. Like,
no thanks.
TD Jakes had a conference too, and apparently his joint was really nice. People had laminated badges.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they had shit food in the building. You know what I'm saying? It was in a building.
Right.
TD Jake joint was all.
Shout out Big TD.
Yeah, TD get wake up, still get that fucking
Had
paper.
all the Christian freaks in attendance.
Yeah. I was sitting out front of the hotel, doing what I do. Motherfucking people walking around because they coming from that joint and shit. Everybody walk past, hey, how you doing? Hey, like just talking and shit. I'm like, y'all feeling real good coming from the Jubilee. You know what I'm saying? 12 in the morning and shit. But yeah, overall, that was pretty much it. We went to eat a couple times, and I was like, "Yo, take me to the airport." You know what I'm saying?
Get me out of here.
I'm ready to get down. Have you been in the Delta Sky Lounge at Atlanta?
No.
It's nice as shit.
They had me in like some other wing. I don't know where I was at.
And they got a lounge in each terminal and shit, so you don't got to go from terminal to
nice.
like, yeah, and it was very, very nice. Food was good.
I got to talk about my flying out real quick, and we can wrap this up. Flying out. I'm
Like
on
out of
American.
Atlanta?
Out of Philly.
Okay.
Flying out of Philly. I'm in American. I'm used to flying out BC terminal in American. Every now and then, I've even flew out of A terminal at American, international terminal rather, at American when I was flying cross country, flying to Cali or whatever. Because that's how shitty our airport is.
Yeah.
So I'm flying and I look at my ticket and it should say F terminal. I'm like, F, like.
Yeah, you know what's crazy is when you said that the other day, I just missed that. Like, yeah, why the hell were you flying out of F?
Because American has taken over F terminal.
Well, America always had F.
I never flew out of there.
Yeah, they always had them little planes with the propellers, and then they got the little CRJs.
Yeah, so
I used to work F terminal when I was.
Yeah, so when I roll up or whatever, I get off the Wally Park shuttle, whatever, roll up, get my luggage. I walk up, I'm like, yo, ain't no priority checking. They like, oh no, you can just come right here. Cause it's like 2 people behind the counter, but they both playing Snake or whatever the fuck they doing on their phone. Paying me no mind whatsoever. Like just completely ignoring Words with Friends, whatever the fuck they doing. They're not paying me no mind. I'm like, oh, it ain't no priority checking. They're like, oh, no, come right here. So I go up, get my bags, whatever, checking that. I'm like, all right, where's security? They're like, oh, just go right here. The security gate is at, like, check-in is here, security gate is here. They're next to each other.
Right.
So you go through the security gate for TSA right there on the ground level. There's no like, oh, go upstairs or whatever. Everything is on the ground level at F. And then you finally make it through whatever the case may be. They run in two lines. They run in TSA pre-check, and then they run in the regular line or whatever the case may be. So I hop in the regular line, not realizing that I could have jumped in TSA pre-check line for priority because it's such a small terminal or whatever. So the security was horrible right there. It was like these two little ass fucking pods or whatever that they just makeshift setup, whatever. So you finally get through. Then you get in the F terminal. You're like, oh shit, this shit is like King of Prussia Mall. There's like 7 or 8 new restaurants over there. They got a bunch of boutiques and stuff. Like not nothing that black people want, but they there. Right. And it's just like, damn, this shit looks really nice. And then you get down into it where the actual Jones are or whatever. And then you realize like, oh shit, like I'm flying like on a bat, like a bat with a propeller on it. Yeah. Like, this is crazy. And I was in first class. You know, I always get the first 2 seats in first claess. And the other row was just 1 seat back. I'm like, oh, this is a little tiny ass joint right here.
I was in the 1 seater.
Yeah, it was 1 on the left side and 2. Yeah, that's the joint we took to Memphis.
Yeah, that joint sucked.
It's like being on the 36.
No curtain.
Yeah, that's like getting on the 11. Yeah, real talk. It's 1 row of 1 seat.
Took the trolley down.
Yeah, took the trolley down there.
And then coming back, I flew Frontier, and I gotta hold this L because this was my fault. Frontier it might be worse than Spirit. I think it's worse.
I've never done Spirit or Frontier, so I can't tell you.
Bruh. Spirit at least got the big front seats or whatever the case may be. You can pay like a bean extra, whatever fuck they charging, depending on where you're going for the big front seats. Frontier has none of that. But they charge you for every seat on the plane unless you want to sit at 64Z. They charge you for every seat on the plane. So I'm thinking I did something because again, I got my flights with points going both ways. So I was like, all right, going back, I'm like, damn, I don't want to take a super early joint, whatever. Probably go out Sunday night, this, and this. Let me get like a noon joint or whatever. So only thing noon was like Frontier. So I booked Frontier, whatever, get through the airport, whatever the case may be. I had the clear shit. The clear shit is a scam. That shit is dumb. Mm-hmm. You still got to go through TSA check. You supposed to just jump in a separate line for a clear, but it's the same amount of people in the clear line as it is in the other line because everybody got free clear from the credit or whatever the fuck. So everybody's in this goddamn line. So I get through the joint, whatever. I get to the terminal. It's just like niggas everywhere. Like it looked like the Soul Plane terminal where they was like where Soul Plane fly out of. It looked like that. And I get to the joint and I see a line of like wheelchairs coming out of the like the zone 2 to 5 joint or whatever. And I'm just like, never seen so much wheelchair assistance in my life. Bear in mind, one of the niggas that was in a wheelchair, I seen him running around Atlanta being annoying on foot all weekend. I saw this nigga multiple times. So I was just super confused. Like, why is this nigga in a wheelchair? They had.
Well, you know that's the joint. You get through everything faster.
They had 7 wheelchairs getting on this plane, bro. The plane was supposed to leave at 11:56. We didn't even board until 12:15. The plane left at like 12:35, but somehow, some way, this pilot must have had somewhere to go. He had like a ticket to put in Philly or something. The plane got there in 1 hour and 15 minutes.
Oh, because it was a tailwind.
Yeah.
Because the night before, our flight only took 1 hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And they said it was a tailwind, so we was going to get there fast.
It was 1 hour and 15 minutes.
The flight coming back, I actually had a first class joint. I was able to upgrade the shit, whatever. And when we were waiting for the plane to, I'm not one of, how people stand at the door like in the mouth of the shit, and it's just like, yo, this plane not leaving without all of us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But the shit, we boarding or whatever, and it's a lady in a wheelchair or whatever, and I don't know why. You know how you just have like a sixth sense or like a premonition or something, and I'm just like, the lady in the wheelchair, she looked annoying. I didn't talk to her or have any goings on with her, but she older black woman.
You gonna get on somebody's nerves today.
She looked annoying. And I said it to myself, I'm like, I just know this bitch annoying. And I ain't say it out loud, and I just looked, bitch look annoying, went back to my phone. Whatever they say, we bringing the wheelchair passengers on first, whatever, boom. So she get on, people get on. So they like, we now boarding first class and Scott, whatever. So I get on. Now I come in, I got the second row on the first class on the right side. So it's only 2 seats.
Yeah.
So I got the window joint. So I come in, the row is open, I sit in the joint. So the plane started loading up. Now we loading up. We going into the regular class and then the back of the joint. And then, boarding class 9 is coming, So the plane is pretty much like full up. And I'm just like, damn, this seat just open, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. So then the stewardess come up. I don't even call them stewardess no more. Flight attendants, I think is proper term. She comes up and she was like, this seat actually, the person didn't check in for the flight or whatever. So we bumped up someone from economy. So they're gonna come and sit here. Just give me a heads up, whatever. So I see them walking the bitch up from the. I'm like,
you gotta be shitting.
So she come up, she sit down. Hey, how you doing, young man? I'm like, hey, what's going on? So she's like, yeah, this your first time on a plane? I'm like, no. The fuck? I'm
This
like,
your first time on a plane?
I'm like, no. What the
Hello,
fuck?
poor nigger.
She like, yeah, I ain't been on a plane in years, many years, but I got to go up here because I got to sign paperwork because one of my brothers, he just passed away. He was the oldest one out of 7. He just passed away, so we getting ready to go up here. I'm going to Philadelphia. We're right outside of Philadelphia. And I'm just like, yo, what the fuck, man? Like, so.
You're like, so Darby.
Yeah.
So Chester, okay.
So I'm sitting there, I get the earphones, you know what I'm saying? Because I watch Django going down. I want to finish watching Django going back up and shit. So I get the earphones, I put them in. Yo, every time they get, mind you, the at the beginning, the plane, the people was like, yeah, we're going to experience some turbulence, you know what I'm saying, from the tailwind and this rough weather in Philadelphia because it was raining and shit. So it's like, we're going to experience some turbulence. So the pilot has asked us to not do a normal food and beverage service. So we will have waters for you. If someone needs something special, you could just ask, but we won't be doing a normal food and beverage service just because we don't want the cart in the aisle and turbulence hit, whatever.
Liability.
You know what I'm saying? So they come down the aisle first with like a big ass bag of Sun Chips. You know what I'm saying? Like anybody wants to, and I don't want nothing because I done been in the Delta Lounge eating all kinds of shit. So I'm full. The flight only an hour and 20 minutes. They come past with the Sun Chips. I'm watching the movie just chilling, leaned up against the window. She tapping me. Yeah, they about to bring us some chips. You want some chips? I'm like, nah, I'm fine, whatever. So then they come back. The bitch got a big ass jug of water and she pouring cups of water to people. That's what they give it out for drinks. She got a big ass jug of some water. You know what I'm saying? So the lady tapped me.
She got the Deer Park joint they bring to the office.
So she tapped me again. You want some water? They about to have some water. I'm like, nah, I'm fine. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. So she like, what you watching? I'm like, I'm watching Django. You know what I'm saying? She was like, oh, I remember seeing that's movie. Ain't a bunch of racial stuff in there? They was like slaves or something. I don't like them slave movies, no, because we passed that. And I'm just like, yeah, I feel you. You know what I'm saying? So I go back to watching it, Django end. I cut on Rush Hour, the first one. And I realized she's watching the movie. I'm like, she's not watching her.
She watching you.
She's not watching her seat. She watching my seat. And it's just like so uncomfortable because it's like I'm sitting there, but she's like got her hand on her head, on her elbow, on the center, like looking over at what I'm looking. So she was like, what movie is this? I'm like, I take John, what's up? She was like, what movie is this? I'm like, this Rush Hour. She's like, the first one, second one? I'm like, this the first one. She's like, I don't know if I've ever seen this one. I saw the one where they was like in Las Vegas and he was dancing up on the crab table. I'm like, that's the second one. She was like, I might need to check. This one look good. I'm like, but you can't hear anything. You can't hear it.
Context completely stripped from the movie.
You literally watching an Asian fighting movie with no words or no sound. Like, what the fuck? So then when we getting ready for the descent into Philly, they come on the thing, we getting ready for the descent, whatever. This one I like kind of lost it. She leaned over and was like, you gonna lift the shade up so we can see it landing? I was like, yo, you gotta shut the fuck up.
Ma'am. Sit back and shut the fuck up, please.
When she was like, when we land, can you get my bags down out the top? I'm like, no, I'm not a fucking bag getter. I'm like,
I'm not the bellhop, ma'am.
Yeah, I'm like, these
You a bagsman.
Yeah, I'm not a bagsman. Patrice O'Neal had a joke. He was like, when you fly, you be trying to like make peace with God so the plane don't crash. You help the old lady with her bags. Look at that, God, I'm a nice person. I helped this old lady. She didn't even ask for help, but I helped her. There's no way this plane could crash with me in it, God, please. He's like, you land, and the old lady's like, you get my bags? Like, bitch, the fuck I look.
We landed, eat shit.
But she was like, yeah, you know, can you get my bags? I'm like, they gonna get the bags. I don't get bags. You know what I'm saying? I don't even got no bag up there to get. Like
Right.
they gonna get the
I'm
bags.
off this joint.
Yeah. She was like, I hope they got a wheelchair for me at the gate, because last time it wasn't no wheelchair. I had to wait. Like, I don't know what they be doing, but they supposed to have a wheelchair for me as soon as I get off. I'm like, well, I don't, you know, more right on. You know what I'm saying? Like,
thank you for coming out. God bless you. Good night.
we land, they open them up, they pull up to the joint, open the joint, we get off. It's 2 wheelchairs there. Now, she's right in front of me because she's got me in the joint.
Yeah.
So she's stumbling, walking out like Frankenstein and shit.
Like Bambi.
Yeah.
Falling in the damn aisle.
Yeah. Like a newborn fawn and shit because she can't fucking walk. She steps off the fucking plane. It's 2 wheelchairs there. So she was like, oh, you waiting for me, Cynthia? The lady was like, no, that's not the name I got. And she like, are you for me? The other guy with the wheelchair, he like, no, I'm waiting for a guy. His name is Douglas. She like, oh, they did it again. And she turned and leaned, like put her hand on my shoulder, like to lean on me. I'm like, get your motherfucker.
Get your hands off me. God damn it.
And I walked the fuck around and kept it moving. I'm just like, yo, that lady drove me up a fucking wall on that plane. Hour and 20 minutes. I'm like,
hell.
of hell. Like, what the fuck? I'd have kept my little $42 upgrade to first class for this bullshit. Like, but yeah, the flight back was a fucking annoying. You know what I'm saying? I got back late. I'm glad I parked in the lot at the airport.
Yeah.
I'm glad because I was going to park and just take the bus over. And Lee was like, yo, you're going to get back at 1 a.m. You really want? I'm like, yeah, right. Like, I was tired. I'm like, I'm glad I could just go out, get in my car, and just keep it the fuck pushing.
Right.
But yeah, that shit was a shit show. Yeah, man. So yeah, 2 thumbs down to the whole Atlanta weekend.
Yeah, Atlanta, I hate it. Me and Dan, we are lockstep on this. Dan was like, yo, I thought you was exaggerating. I didn't think it was that bad. Maybe I'm thinking about like past Atlanta. He like, I hate Atlanta.
If I never have to go to Atlanta again, I'm okay with that.
The hookahs, the hookah I had in the John was fucking $60. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And it's just like, the fuck? Like, he even was saying when he was in the hookah store, it was like, a hookah I sell for this costs this here. It's just like, yo, what the fuck? Like, everything down there. It just...
Last point on Atlanta. The pandemic completely reset the market on Atlanta.
Yeah.
Everything in Atlanta used to be dumb cheap. Apartments, houses, the cost of living, hookah, food, sections, all of that shit. Me and Black Poppy went to Atlanta together a few years ago for the A3C conference or whatever like that. And we went out every night we were there. We were there from like Thursday to Sunday. We went out every night we were there. The sections was like 1,200 here, 1,500 here. And it wasn't like no 1,200 like a bullshit section. It was like, this is the best section in the house, 1,500. What we get? 6 bottles. What 6 bottles we get? Any bottles you want. We got 1942, all kind of, before niggas is even drinking that shit. We got all kind of shit. Like, because we was drinking it at the fucking W in Buckhead. That shit is closed down now. We was drinking it there. So we like, oh yeah, fuck, we drinking 42 tonight, blah, blah, blah. And to turn around now and it's like, yo, you not even getting in the door at most of these clubs for $1,000 on a table.
What was the discrepancy at the joint y'all went to after dinner? Y'all went somewhere in
Sovereign Suites?
Yeah.
So Sovereign Suites in Buckhead or whatever, it's like it's a small hookah lounge. It's a nice place. They did a good job with it or whatever like that. But we was there. We met Ron over there. Ron was already there and shit.
Ron called me. He hit me the first night. He was like, what we doing? I'm like, oh, you bored as shit.
Yeah.
But you hit me. I know you bored. Like, yeah.
So we met Ron over there or whatever at the dinner and shit. We slide there and he like, oh no, they say y'all can take the table next to us or whatever. I was like, all right, cool. So we pull up. So he already had like 3 tables or whatever. He had probably about 8-9 people with him, whatever. So we take the other table. We order some more hookahs. He passes a bottle. He had all these fucking bottles. He don't even drink no more. So he passes a bottle, whatever the case may be. We get to drinking this, and this. We there for probably about a solid hour or whatever the case may be. So we starting to round up, starting to pack up to leave or whatever. Probably about 20 minutes before that, I see Real Money from the Migos. Real Money is like they road manager, whatever case may be. I see Real Money from the Migos. So, okay, all right, yeah, cool, whatever. Then I see Quavo. I'm like, this shit about to get stupid in here. So after I see Quavo, I see about 39 more people like migrate to the back where he was at or whatever, to the point where they took every chair and open table that a person wasn't at, they took it to the back to create more table space and more whatever in the back. And I'm just like, this is getting weird or whatever. So they literally come into us every 2 minutes, like somebody that works there is like, yo, somebody in this chair? All right, cool. You see a nigga walking in the back with the chair. Somebody, y'all using this table? We can clean this table off? A nigga walking in the back with the fucking table on his head. And I'm just like, fam. So I eventually get up, go back to the bathroom. It's not even that many people back there with him. I'm like, oh, y'all just being dick eaters. Like, this is strange. Like, so we literally get to the end. Ron has the bill in his hand. I get up, yo, what I owe you for the bill is this, and this. Just give me whatever. All right, cool. I give him money for me and Dan and see. I give him the money, whatever case may be. They're like, oh, yeah, I know y'all packing up to leave or whatever, but we actually sold this table. So if you could just, like,
leave faster,
get the fuck up now and move so we could clean this off and give it to some other niggas, like, that'd be great. Like, literally sold the table with us at it. Like they was on some hardcore, like, 2-hour time limit shit. Like, I guess Ron was there an hour before us. Like, y'all niggas had 1 more hour. We was at the 118th minute. Get the fuck up, nigga. That shit was strange.
That's funny as shit.
And I can't really imagine myself going there again. And then just the prices is just ridiculous. Like, we didn't even have a lot of stuff. Like, including what he already ordered and we ordered on top of, we didn't even have a lot of stuff. That bill was like almost $2,000.
Yeah.
Like 2 bottles and like 5 hookahs. I'm like,
yeah, because I had enough money for the hookahs. I'm like, all right, we got 2 hookahs, some Red Bulls. That's enough for that tab.
Yeah.
And Chad started going his pocket count. I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Like, what you counting for?
It was strange. It was very strange. I hate Atlanta.
You gotta take them fucking glasses off. I
hate Atlanta, man. I hate Atlanta, yeah. But moving on from that, I want to get into this PNB Rock. I'm gonna save Ime for the end.
Okay.
Because usually at the end, people start logging off. I got some very strong thoughts on this, so I want to be able to speak freely.
Let me see them Jones, then.
The Dahmers.
The Dahmers.
The Dahmers.
My y'all weird of the week is today. The news broke. The glasses is crazy.
It make you feel like a killer. Like, you feel kind of like...
Did you see that meme that says serial killer saw these?
The hat, you definitely...
Did you see that meme floating around that says serial killer saw these glasses and was like, yo.
I'm definitely not getting you in trouble with the glasses on.
So, my y'all weird of the week is a retroactive y'all weird to everybody that blamed PNB Rock girlfriend for him getting killed and all this craziness and blah, blah, blah. Because now the actual story has come out because now we have a suspect in custody and an old-faced nigga on the run. Mm-hmm. And it turns out that, like we said on this show, it could have been anybody from anywhere that saw something. It could have been some niggas in the neighborhood. It could have been the cook. It could have been this, and this. And it turns out this father and son piece of shit duo were sitting in a parking lot, saw him pull up in his Benz, saw him get out with his jewelry on, blah, blah, blah. And minutes later, concocted a decision that I'm going to drive, son, go in and rob this nigga, take this nigga shit, whatever the case may be. And the 17-year-old son was the shooter. So my y'all weird goes to everybody that blamed this girl for no reason at all, having no evidence, no nothing, and not understanding street culture or what really goes the fuck on because most of y'all don't go outside. So that's the first thing.
Yes, definitely. Yo.
And then secondarily, LA culture. The overarching theme of gang culture and the streets running like legitimate business and imparting their will on regular citizens and shit like that to the point where a father and son duo think it's appropriate to rob and kill a celebrity in broad daylight on a Monday. Like, the whole thought process and just the reverse nature of thinking and just the perversion of thought that goes into that. Whereas, like, as a father, you're supposed to shield your children from bullshit and nonsense and put them in a situation where their life is easier and they can enjoy the fruits of your labor and not have to go through what you went through.
Yes.
So to be hitting licks with your son is like peak LA gang culture nonsense and bullshit, because now for the next 3 weeks we got to deal with all them same washed up LA gangbangers and rappers that been on the internet the last 2 weeks. We got to deal with them tomorrow. I hit licks with my uncle and my dad all the time, nigga. Like that, the whole thing is just going to continue to create more bad content around a retarded ass thought process that only you niggas in Southern California think is normal and regular.
Did it come out that they was gang members, or is
It's
that
going to everybody's a gang member in LA. So by default they're gang members.
I start off by saying rest in peace, Rock, once again.
Absolutely.
And my standing has never changed. I've been this way since the very beginning. Go back and look at it. Why the fuck are y'all mentioning his girlfriend?
Exactly.
I've been there from jump. Me, you, Dan, Ra, Kev, it might have been like 8 people who I can vividly remember, because I watched motherfuckers who I like, people who I had respect for. I mean, it's people, no bullshit, I keep it a buck with you. It's motherfuckers I unfollowed just because your takes are that terrible. You know, like, and your standing on this is just so fucking idiotic that I dead ass unfollowed people behind this shit. I dead ass, and I remembered who was who. I remember who I watched mention that. I watched Nicki Minaj do that shit. I watched real life celebrities go as far as mentioning that girlfriend, the girl, and I'm just like, listen, niggas, I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. Y'all might not want to hear this, but we gonna do it. All right? I know tons of niggas. I know niggas who make real moves, who do real shit. Niggas don't move that fast for just about anything. Exactly. Maybe a bad little bitch is trying to fuck. Maybe.
And niggas still need to take a shower and get his shit together.
I got bust a move.
What Jeezy tell us years ago?
Wait for the honey to kick in.
Jeezy told us years ago. He said, "Let me jump inside the shower and get myself together. I'm gonna need about an hour."
No nigga is seeing no picture of a waffle on this girl's Instagram.
She gotta be with the nigga.
Yeah, no, it's Tom.
I know he got the chains on.
Like, why would it be Tom at noon on a Monday at the Waffle fucking Hut? Like, it just was stupid. And to watch y'all do it, and people started hitting me this morning when the story coming out. Damn, y'all was right. Damn, you was right, cuz. And I'm like, I'm not grandstanding or like somebody lost their life in this bullshit. But it just shows just how fucked up we are as thinkers, that something like that could happen, and we don't blame the father and son. We don't blame gang culture. We don't blame this idiotic fucking society. You know what we blame? Rock for wearing his jewelry that he worked for. Yeah. We blame the girlfriend for using her civil rights and posting some shit on shows. Like, it's just idiotic all the way around. So now we have this situation where the son and the father done come out, okay, y'all hit the licks and whoop-de-whoop, they burn the car apparently afterwards or whatever. And it's just like, yo, like I've stated at the beginning, the only dickheads in this situation were the people who committed that. And now that you see it and see it, like, visually can see the dad, because they won't show you the son, but you see a 17-year-old did this, it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, this is the well-being poisoned.
Start another one for us too, Dan. One of the heads.
Yeah, this is the well-being poison.
This is the well-being poison. You're like, and I sit and I'm just like, yo, I told Jules the chick right before we recorded, because he hit me about it. Like, yo, you see this shit? Like, I'm just like, dog. I'm like, this is the shit that, like, Kev always mentioned, the black male rule of engagement, where it don't gotta be for nothing. It don't gotta be cause you in some beef. Cause everybody stirred that up. Oh, well, you know, Rock
that was the second level.
That was, well, you know, he did so-and-so, so so-and-so might have gotten they licked back.
They had a John where they had a video circulating. It was a nigga from Minnesota. They tried to blame him. The nigga from Academics was like, no, that's so-and-so. He from Minnesota. He a chat nigga. He be on here, da-da-da-da. It's like, he don't know Rock. Like,
it's all of these things that we try to, like, reason, because you know what the real reality is? Black people don't want to deal with the truth.
Never.
The truth is we all fucking hate each other.
Yep.
We all envy each other. We all are nasty to each other. We don't have any love. We don't see others. We don't see a reflection of ourselves in other black people.
Yeah.
That's reality.
Yeah, we see a nigga that he doing better than me, I'm going to take this nigga shit or I'm going to kill this nigga.
So what happens in these situations is people will try to justify it using anything they can. Oh, well, he was in some beef, or he did so-and-so, or he ran up in somebody's crib, or the bitch messed up, or his homie messed up, or this and the third.
Yeah, they play the blame game.
And the reality of it is he got out the car, he looked good, a nigga seen it and was like, I'm taking that shit.
Yep.
That's what happened. That's it. So at the root of it, we don't need to stop posting on social media. We don't need to stop taking trips on vacation. We don't need to stop trying to better ourselves and further our brands. We need to stop fucking hating each other and doing dumbass shit to each other. That's it.
And stay away from niggas.
That's the no. I'm being silly. Like that's the long and the short of it.
Yeah.
Like when you look back at Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and all of these black leaders who helped the culture move along, Malcolm X lived on a regular block. When they burned, when the whole shit happened, when they burned down his house, he was on a house with other. He wasn't in the hills and he was on a block with everybody else. Martin Luther King was at a motel when he got killed. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
shit.
we were just around each other and existed and took care of each other, and it was like nobody felt like they was greater than or bigger than. But once you bring in a hierarchy to life, people are constantly trying to climb that ladder. So when they see you and you higher on that ladder than them, it's this perverse attitude of like, man, if I take him out, then I'm, you know, like,
I'm the nigga.
We always say niggas will by proxy themselves into a better standard. If I fuck this bitch and you fuck her and you doing better than me in life, nigga, we on the same level.
We the same nigga
It's
now.
like that shit, and it just
It's never like, oh, she's mentally disturbed.
Yeah.
It's we on the same level.
she had
now.
a bad day.
She had a bad day.
She had a bad day.
I caught some fucking top tier pussy on discount rack, and I should just take my win and run.
I
No,
keep
we
it a
the
buck.
same
I
nigga.
keep it a buck with you. In my younger years, I dealt with a chick who was dating a nigga who played for the Eagles. I remember she brought me to the condo they had. And I remember like walking in because the bitch was bad. And I'm like walking in and I see like cleats, I see helmets, trophies. I was like, damn, you play football? And she was like, nah, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, damn, that's crazy. And then it finally hit me like who she was with and the tattoo. And I'm just like, and I did that's like, I said it to myself. I'm like, damn, this bitch is like tripping. Cause I can't run a 4.5.
We all heard I got a story to tell.
Yeah,
like we know what that is.
Like I've seen bitches make bad choices. Trust me, I was the bad choice. So it's like, there is no proxy to that. That's the equivalent of me leaving out of that condo. Like, you know what, man? Get my knee together.
I could be in the league by next week.
Man, Seahawks need some linemen because the O-line is terrible out there in Seattle. Like this shit is just stupid. So, end of the day, I truly do feel sorry for the girl. Because that's a lot to have to deal with. To lose your partner, your child's father, the person you with, having all this fun with, in front of you in that manner, and then go outside, and not even outside, and that goes to the Kevin Hart shit, but the internet is literally, because I'm pretty sure nobody was in her face with that shit.
No, hell no.
The internet jumps out the window and is like, it's because of you.
Yeah.
And you like, what the fuck?
Think about the fact of like, you got international super platinum, the most Billboard entries in female history, superstar Nicki Minaj saying you the reason why PNB Rock is dead.
Like, you're like not trying to be funny, and that could weigh on you when you start seeing people of influence. Like, I know we might not like to think about it this way, but Kodak Black is influential. Nicki Minaj is super influential. So these people can sway public opinion in a manner that you and me might not ever be able to.
Yep.
Seriously. Why do you think Nicki Minaj can get $1 million from Maybelline, or Cardi B Cardi B just said she lost $1 million deal with fucking Call of Duty. Yeah. Like, what the fuck was Cardi gonna be doing on Call of Duty? Don't make no sense, but they was gonna give her the bread. So it's like these people are influential in ways that some of us could never even imagine. So to see them jump out the window and be like, why you post that waffle is crazy as shit. Crazy. When the reality is, all of the shit just come because black people don't know how to fuck to interact with each other.
And we also,
that's the issue that no one wants to deal with. No one.
Yeah, it's always this dirty little secret about like, you know, even like you see like shit unfold like in the city or whatever, or No Gun Zone or Philly Scoop Hall or Baltimore Scoop Hall or whatever.
I'll be honest with you, I don't follow that shit. I can't.
But it's omnipresent though.
I was saying the other day, these big stories that gonna make the news and gonna be headlines regardless, like the shit at Roxborough. Yeah. You know that's a kid got killed on school property during some school shit. That's gonna make it. But all of them little, I'll be like, y'all follow this shit just to be triggered. It's the only fucking thing that makes sense. Because why you not following no cooking? Why are you not following nothing joyful?
But
it just be blowing me. There are people who sit in this and like soak in it to the point where it's like it's all you believe and it's all you know. And that's another thing that we just gotta get away. Like, there's a lot of shit hindering us.
Oh yeah, for sure. But it's like you see these little, like you said, the little micro stories, the little small shit or whatever. And then you see people in the comments that are trying to like justify or make excuses for why the criminal activity is taking place because it's their cousin or their little brother or whatever, their son or whatever. It's like, no, you raised a piece of shit.
Did you see the kids tore up the Wawa the other day?
Yes.
They in the comments like, I mean, we all did dumbass shit when we was kids. No, the fuck
no, we didn't. Who was we?
Who the fuck is we? You know, we did dumb shit, yes, but we never went into a super fresh and tore it the fuck up. That's what was around when I was a kid.
Yeah.
What we about to do today, y'all, man? We about to go to Clover and we gonna tear that motherfucker. Like, we never did that. Ever. And I knew like badass kids. I mean like kids where it's just like, I know he don't got a shot. That nigga ain't never walk into motherfucking Maroni's and just start throwing water ice all over the fucking place.
Right.
Like, that type of shit is just like, you a loose animal.
Yeah.
There's nothing like...
And the thing is, it's like, it's always like, when we get called to the carpet for our bullshit or our youth or whatever, it's always this dirty little secret where it's like, we trying to protect some image or whatever the fuck, and I just don't understand that
When
shit.
them kids hit that man with the traffic cone and he fell down, they kept hitting him, and he passed away from that 73-year-old man. 14 and 15-year-old children at 2:30 in the morning beat this man to death. You know what I saw somebody say? Somebody who I used to follow that I don't follow anymore because fuck you, ho. You know what she said? Why was he even outside that late?
Why was he outside?
Excuse me? That motherfucking, mind you, he's 73. Like my dad is 73. So you know what I know? If he's 73, that means he was in high school during civil rights. My dad graduated high school in 1966. How the fuck you gonna tell a man who literally was out here before civil rights, like before we even had the right to move around?
Yeah.
How the fuck you gonna question why he outside?
Yeah.
That's how fucking sick we are mentally at times, to where we don't want to deal with the real problems.
Yeah.
The real problems is like, yo, y'all fucked up.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people who have kids. I know very few parents. That's just reality.
Real talk.
It's a lot of motherfuckers that got kids. It's very few parents because y'all don't even shelter these kids the right way. I saw the video the other day of a 3-year-old rapping drill music, and it's just like, yo, this shouldn't be happening, yo.
Oh, he killing it. Look at him killing it.
Like we got a lot of issues, man.
Yeah, a bunch of sick shit that goes on with us that nobody wants to deal with. Or just call it what it is. And that's the reason why we can't fix the damn problems and move forward, is because we just keep hiding shit like this dirty little secret. And it's like, if we won't talk about it in private amongst black people, and if we also can't have a public discourse about it, how do we fix the problem? We can't. We just keep repeating the same shit over and over and over and over and over again. And it's like, yo, y'all not tired of living like this? Y'all not tired of being passed by every single minority group that comes here and gets an economic base faster and better than us because they actually have a sense of community and they care about one another? Like, y'all not tired of being like the laughing stock of the entire fucking global fucking world because we don't have shit, even though we got the highest spending power? We spend more money than anybody, but we don't have no money.
Like, I just think about black people from like the 50s to the 60s to the 70s, where it's like there was so much movement. Like, you do realize black people couldn't get on the bus, black people couldn't vote, black people couldn't live where the fuck they wanted to live. It was just so fucking crazy. And niggas overcame all those mountains just riding together. And I look at it now where, yes, we can go out and start podcasts and start businesses and fucking, you know, make money off of being yourself and brand yourself and all these things that, you know, we've moved further along. But in the grand scheme of things, yo, like black people's interaction with each other, I'm not all too sure we've moved at all since that time period. Now, I'm gonna keep it a buck. We might have regressed. Oh, yeah. Because we don't take care of each other. We don't have love for our neighbors. My mom, yo, rest in peace, man, to my mother. My mother passed away in 2002. My mother was a teacher, right, for 17 years. And then she got her second master's degree. She transitioned over and started doing counseling. My mom, I remember her having a conversation with Sheena, who I was cool in high school. She wanted to be a teacher. My mom told her, no, you don't want to be a teacher.
Right.
The classroom is not going to be somewhere you want to be in the next 10 to 15 years. Trust me, I'm seeing it now. Don't do that. And Sheena didn't do that. She went on, she became an author. She got her doctorate, this and there. And Sheena always be like, yo, I wish your mom was alive so I could like thank her to like change in the way I looked at wanting to be a teacher. Yeah. And my mother used to say it like, I remember parent teacher night in 1992, the building was full. My mom would say parent teacher night in 2001 is like half the kids, parents is coming, maybe. You know what parent teacher nights be probably looking like now? Like, oh, that joint was the night?
Right.
Shit like that.
And the few parents that is showing up is wholly inappropriate. They got bonnets on and all this crazy shit.
It's just the everything about us has just like regressed.
I told Chad the other day, I'm like, we 400 years behind the 400 that we got to.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Black Wall Street took place in Tulsa, Oklahoma, took place in 1921. We had our own communities, we had our own economies and all that shit, and white people came and burned that down. That wasn't no niggas that did that shit because we loved each other and we took care of each other. Fucking black people owned fucking South Street, believe it or not. That was our shit. Black people owned the fucking thriving community in Opelika in fucking in South Florida, in Miami. The fucking government came and built the fucking highway through that shit and destroyed that shit. And we still persevered through all of that shit. To where now in 2022, the manifestation of black people on the whole, our whole identity right now is wrapped around perversion, gangsterism, fucking violence, and drill music.
BBLs and drill music.
And nonsense.
Just nonsense. Absolute nonsense. I see the other day, Jamie Foxx made a thing where he was like, just because you got a podcast don't make you a philosopher. And it's just like, all right, your hairline is crazy. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, yo, I get that. That's cool to say. The reality of it is the very next thing I saw on that page was a viral clip of a bitch on a podcast, hoe bitch, with a bunch of weird ass niggas. Right. And the bitch is like, I'm in love with money. I don't give a fuck what you do. You could be fat, ugly, tall, skinny. I love money. If you got the money, ooh, poppy, you my poppy. And I'm just like, this is the reason people hate podcasts. This is the shit that goes viral. Yep. This is why we say these stupid
and y'all keep sharing it. Y'all know it's stupid, but you also know it gets traction because people are very savvy and understand the internet. People like Sean Cotton, people like DJ Vlad, people like academics. They're very savvy. These are brilliant people. I know Sean Cotton. That's my friend. They're very savvy and very smart. And through them, they educate their staff on what's newsworthy and what's coverable and what's going to share, what's going to get niggas riled up, what's going to get niggas arguing and shit like that. So what do? We share shit all day on social media that's going to get niggas mad and arguing.
Right.
And that's all we do. It's nonsense. It's banter.
And you see...
And there's nothing to counterbalance it.
Bringing it full circle, like the whole Twitter shit. Like I said, it's just...
You hate something, but then you'll post the shit you hate. So now everybody looks at it.
Exactly.
It's just all bad. All terrible all the time.
There's pages out here, and I'm not going to say who. There's pages out here that are just flatly dedicated to extreme violence, with no redeeming quality to it whatsoever. There's no call to action. There's no community relief. There's no grief counseling or nothing that's going on. It's just nonstop dedicated to like the craziest shit you ever seen on the internet.
All bad.
It's all bad.
And I
that girl had to deal with 2+ weeks of people just blaming her. From celebrities down to egg pages on Twitter, blaming this girl for something that is just a farce. Y'all made it up. It didn't happen that way.
It just troubles me that we can run with these farces, that we can run with this bullshit time and time again. It's sickening.
And it's like, y'all have to know that no thought was put into that. Spewing that talking point, there's no thought that goes into that. You're just regurgitating what you've seen somebody else say or whatever the case may be. And it all starts from one fucking page here or whatever, some propaganda that starts it. And then it's like, oh yeah, no, because that's what happened and this and this. And it's like, yo, I had to explain to somebody that I know. I'm like, yo, I know street shit very well. I know street culture. I know how shit go on. And some things are explainable, some things are unexplainable, and some shit just comes out in the wash. And I'm just like, yo, in a city where gang culture rules the day, in a city, in a county where street figures are plugged into the mayor's office and have say-so on the funding that comes down to and through the community and all of that shit, I understand that everybody's complicit when some crazy shit like this goes down. And there's be so many layers to shit to where it's like, we know who fucking did the Pop Smoke shit. We don't necessarily know who put them up to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't necessarily know that there might not be some fucking 40-year-old nigga in the hood that's run the gang that went and sent the little homies to go do whatever they did, and then he bought whatever from them. And like, we don't know that, because some shit just stays in the shadows or whatever the case may be. So for people to just jump on this one piece of like low hanging fruit where it was like, oh yeah, it was the girl, it had to be that, because there ain't no other way. And it's just like, all right, well, where's the security? Where's this? Where's that? Like, where's the various other protocols?
Wild, but you said it a couple. I think either on the PNB Rock show we did,
on the Patreon,
or on the Patreon. You said old heads putting the young niggas up.
Yeah.
Shit, like, that's a whole nother element that we don't talk about enough in our community. Like, people who lead the young in the dumb shit. And it's like, here you are on a fucking mission with your dad.
Yes.
And it's just like, yo, I said it today to Drew, like, yo, I legit was afraid to curse around my pop. So I couldn't see me in 01 like, oh shit, dad, they go Aaron McKee.
Yeah.
Start the car. And my pop really whipped this
Right.
shit. I remember my grandpa years ago was having like an issue with someone on his block, and my dad was like, yeah, we need to, figure something out. My grandpa was like, yeah, I say we go out there and fight. And my dad was like, I think it's time to put you in a home. I'm not about to go out there and fight.
Go ahead and rumble. Like, here's the thing. Me and my dad grew up together. My dad's 16 years older than me. Me and my dad grew up together. From the time that I was like, me and my dad, really like forged our relationship around the time I was like 12, 13, like into becoming a young man. And we spent tons of time together and, done it all. At no point did my dad ever put a gun in my hand and was like, yo, go rob this nigga right here. And he had every excuse to do that because he was a kid raising a kid. He had if we going to play the the black people don't know no better card or whatever, like y'all like to play all the time. If y'all gonna play that card, he had every excuse to, and still had the presence of mind to know better, because he knew his responsibility is to make me better than him.
Right.
If he don't do nothing else, if he don't buy me no motherfucking sneakers, if he don't take me to the mall, if he don't help me fuck no hoes, his main responsibility is to make sure that your life is better and easier than mine was. Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to put you in no position to make a penitentiary chance to throw your fucking life away in the process. It's dumb.
I couldn't imagine walking in the house and my dad like, yo, shit getting tight. We got, what I'm saying?
Well, hit some licks.
Yeah. I'd be like, man, I just seen on the telephone pole at UPS.
$19 an hour, believe it or not.
Down there, go pick up a shift. Like, this shit is just crazy, man. And we just that burned. We cooked.
Yeah.
We said it today. We are cooked.
And there was no thought put into that. Like, that's literally like a see him. He by himself, we in there. You know what I'm saying? Because they waited the little bit of time they waited to see if anybody else was going to pull up. You know what I'm saying? To see if it's like, oh, is there any more niggas? Oh, no, he in there by himself? All right, bet, we on it. And it turns into a fucking botched robbery. Somebody dies, and then now y'all niggas about to go to jail for 94 million years, the same way the niggas is Pop Smoke. And I know y'all gonna go, like I said, on the original PNB Rock episode we did, the memorial episode, y'all gonna go in front of the judge and be crying and snotting and trying to plead your case, and we didn't know, and this happened, and mental health, and temporary insanity, and all this nonsense, just to lead us back to don't commit crime. It's like, how about just don't commit the crime to begin with?
We always, it's like playing fucking life. We always end up right
back in the same place.
Here. You could have just been an officer or a PD job, whatever the fuck come out them little cards. Like, there's just no reason for this.
With Hollywood and the music industry, entertainment industry being the backdrop of LA, for these niggas to sit here and just act like it ain't no opportunities for them and all they got is hitting licks and robbing and this and this and this, y'all are full of shit. Y'all are some fucking dickheads. Because if Hollywood was at my backyard, me, Matt, and Dan would be driving to motherfucking Cullinan right now.
We might be sharing the color.
But we be driving.
We have one.
If I could wake up every day and know I could go to Paramount Studios or I could go here, whatever, like,
I would just be pitching shit.
By proxy, you end up with opportunity because it's right there.
Yeah. And there's enough stories in your neighborhood to put something decent together.
BET Plus is giving niggas fucking full season television deals for fucking content just off of pitch meetings. I know because my homie had a pitch meeting and fucking got offered $225,000 for a series. That nigga had he had the overall, the outline written in one episode. And they was like, we'll give you $225 right now. Give us the name of the company, write the check to. And he turned it down. So it's like, and that's not in LA. You know what I'm saying? So to think that you niggas really believe that like, oh man, all we got is the streets. No, you don't. That's a decision. And at some point, we got to start giving the responsibility and the culpability to people for making their own bad decisions and bad choices and not trying to blame all these community factors and this, and this. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do, especially when Hollywood is at your backyard, in your backyard.
They blame that girl, man, off of that waffle. Like, I'm still just, like, blown away by that.
Craziness.
Like, that's what I got. I like real, like, not trying to be funny. They blame that girl about that waffle. That's really what they did.
It's bad, man.
When I watch people post a location all the fucking all the fucking time.
You said it on the show we did, man. We got to start giving each other more grace, man. Like, we have to.
When me and Nav took the picture at the Sixers game, he posted it right there.
Right.
Motherfuckers was hitting me like, yo, you with Nav at the Sixers? I'm like, damn, I ain't even know. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm at the game. Motherfuckers hitting me like, yo, I seen Nav post you on his gram and shit. Like, I was just so lost in that moment. Like, wait, and I couldn't believe that so many people were saying it and running and just like making posts after post after post after post. Like, yo, get some work done. Take a time out. Like, how the fuck?
Put some water on your face.
Like, yo,
wash it.
How the fuck do you have crime scene investigators? I mean, people who go to real schooling to be forensic analysis, crime scene investigators, detectives. Like, you know, being a detective ain't no easy feat.
You don't wake up a detective.
No, ain't no Axel Foley shit.
These are the best of the best.
Like, to be a detective, you have to have like a degree. You have to pass courses. You have to go through all this. I know a detective. You have to real deal like be on your A game to be a detective. And it's like, how the fuck did you with a 12S figure out with a 12S iPhone?
I got to the bottom of this shit.
I got it. I figured it out. Like, how the fuck did you do that?
You niggas are sick.
Mind you, you handle medical billing at this physical therapy place. So you're moonlighting as a fucking criminal investigator. And somehow you figured it out. Oh, no, it's the waffle, y'all. That's what did it. It's fucking sick. It's insane. Meanwhile, the actual authorities took themselves a couple of weeks, figured this shit out, whoop-de-boo-boo. Yeah,
and I told y'all, it ain't gonna take long. I told y'all that on the show.
Cameras and shit everywhere.
It ain't gonna take long. If you're doing crime, PSA, if you're out here doing crime, you have to understand that you are under some form of surveillance when you're doing it. Somebody saw something. Whether it's people filming you or closed circuit television or police cameras or whatever the fuck, especially if you're in a crime-infested neighborhood. You are under surveillance, nigga. You are not getting away with this shit. It took them 2 weeks to wrap this shit up. 2 weeks. And as this story develops and all of that, and we're going to find out the who, what, when, where, why, and how, it's all going to come out. Because guess what? These niggas going to tell it all. Because at this point, now they're trying to get their time cut. So they're going to give a full confession about what the fuck happened and why they did it. And it's all coming.
It's all there.
It's all there. So it's like, why bother? Like, why? Just don't do crime. Like, don't do crime. You got all these washed up rappers, MC8 and this nigga and that nigga, and it's like, cause you gotta stay dangerous out here in LA, cuz.
I see it. Dog,
spare me.
Everybody, like, Ice-T came out, Detective Tutuola came out and was like, yeah, no, you don't wear no jewelry around. I don't wear no jewelry.
Why you think me and Kendrick know? Kendrick is walking around with $1 million crown on his head, like, you niggas.
What the fuck?
With $1 million crown of thorns on his head. What the fuck are y'all talking about?
Snoop Dogg done took Death Row back, shook down. Snoop walking around with a big ass Death Row piece.
Giving chains out.
Giving them. I gave one to Steph Curry. Steph Curry got a Death Row chain.
Jamie Foxx got a damn Death Row chain. What are y'all niggas talking about?
What? Dog. So cooked.
There it is. Third time's a charm.
Yeah. We just so fried, man. Rest in peace to Rock. I'm glad they got the kid and his dad. That was just some complete bullshit. Can we talk about something else?
Ime.
Yeah, let's talk about something ridiculous.
Freak of the week.
I ain't mad at Ime, man.
Here's the thing.
I'm not. I'm going to just go there.
I want to frame this by starting off by saying this. Ime did some regular, everyday person shit. A man or a woman could have ended up in the position that Ime ended up in. Because at the end of the day, what happens when men and women work together, they fuck.
It's fucking.
It's fucking going on. I don't know if y'all notice or not. I don't know where y'all work. I'm sure fucking at work is going down because of remote working and all of that shit. But motherfuckers is fucking.
I've been at SEPTA the last 13 motherfucking years, and it's company policy to not have sexual interactions with your coworkers. And I figured it out. You know why they make us wear uniforms? Because if we didn't have pants and sweaters, everybody be fucking. I'm telling you, that shit is real. Everybody done had something go on. You stay at a job long enough, somebody gonna say something. You turning in your overtime sheet, and the bitch is like, damn, you turning over, you grinding, huh? Yeah.
Next thing you know, dick in her mouth.
Yeah, it's something. It's just what it is.
At some point,
what Patrice O'Neal say? Men working with women is like salmon working with grizzly bears.
Yep.
And the salmon come in covered in honey.
Yep.
Real shit.
And he explained it so perfectly about how workplace harassment takes place and shit like that, where it's like it starts off as something really innocent. Mm-hmm. Oh, hey, nice shoes, nice belt, whatever. Then it's, oh, hey, you want me to give you a massage? You're like, wait, what? Like, next thing you know, she massaging your neck. Next thing you know, she's sucking your dick in a broom closet. Like, it's very simple. At our core, humans are carnal creatures. Mm-hmm. We are animals.
Dog.
And what do you see animals out in the wild doing? Fucking.
Oh.
The only reason why we ain't just outside on the street corner fucking is because we've deemed it socially inappropriate.
You know what separates us from animals? The fact that we have compassion. That's it.
That's it.
Because animals understand the laws of the fucking jungle. We do too, but we have compassion.
Yeah, if I'm higher on the food chain than you, I kill you and you become my food.
Yeah.
It's simple.
Seriously. Old white man told me a joke one day at the casino. He was like, you know why fish are so healthy and live long? I was like, why? He's like, because they eat fish. It was so stupid I had to laugh at it. But it's like, yeah, we animals at the end of the day.
I wrote a whole thing about this because I really thought about this. And this is going to sound sexist as fuck, and I apologize in advance. This Ime situation is almost like a case for why like men and women don't need to work together anymore. Because you have this situation where everything unfolds and all this, they feeding us bit by bit. They breadcrumbing us, like feeding us a little bit of news bit by bit.
Every day there's a new development
or whatever.
It's turning into the OJ case.
But what it started out at was this is a consensual, inappropriate relationship. Because a relationship can be both consensual and inappropriate. If my man wife want to give me some pussy and I fuck her, it's inappropriate, but she agreed to give me the pussy.
Yeah, legally,
it's like it's adultery, so it's completely inappropriate for a number of different moral and ethical reasons. It's inappropriate, but it's consensual. But we've gotten to the point where now, even though the relationship was consensual, only the man is being made to fall on the sword here.
It was a girl the other day made a post, or she posted a thing on her story, and like the tweet or whatever it was like, this Ime shit is so sick. It just shows how men move with no respect and this, that, and the third. And, men are just completely terrible people and this and that. And I was like, that the chick was married, right?
Right.
And she like, well, yeah. And I'm just like, no, like understand. Like,
if she's married, he's not.
She's married and he's not. If we want to go down the ethical ladder, she's more of a terrible person than he is. Because this was consensual to the point where she was handling Nia Long traveling around. This is 100%.
She was completely complicit in all of this.
Yeah.
He's suspended. He's made to fall on the sword publicly, and she gets to keep her job and have her identity hidden.
Well, I don't know if she's keeping her job, but her identity is definitely hidden because we don't even know. Motherfuckers went as far as finding the one black chick who worked on the team. Like,
bruh.
oh no, this the ball girl right here.
They said it's only 3 women that work in the whole. That was a narrative. It was only 3 women that work in the Celtics organization.
I saw one joint was like it was only 1 woman that worked in the joint. Was like, what is this, Pillsbury Farm in 1850? I was like, what the fuck are y'all talking about? And that right there is the biggest jump for me. I'm starting to believe that it's very like. I saw a post today, and I don't want to go into that and go down that rabbit hole, but it was a suicide post, and everybody probably knows what I'm talking about because it's been going around, whatever. And I'm reading the post like, it's got a point. Like, we might be living in hell. Like, we dead ass might, because things are so backwards and just so flipped at just how we handle every little piece of every single thing. I told you I've seen a car accident, like a fender bender, where the motherfucker got out the car with a baseball bat and just started swinging at the motherfucker hit him. And it's just like, yo, you know Geico will put you in a rental car.
Right. And pay for all of this.
And pay for, they gonna handle this, baby.
You know, once you put the claim in, you don't even got to talk to this nigga again.
Like we handle everything so fucking wrong.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how did we get here to where every situation, mind you, let's just do this. First and foremost, this shit ain't none of our business.
Bruh.
Let's just do that.
Bruh.
That from the jump, this shit ain't none of our business. Because I'm telling you, if everybody's dirty little secret and dirty laundry shit had to go out into the world, man.
There would be no more economy because all the companies would dissipate. They would fall apart at all the fucking incestuous and inappropriate relationships that go on between people. I remember when I worked at Enterprise, right? The people fucked around so much at Enterprise, they had a term for it. You know what they called it? Elationships.
Relationships, yeah.
Because everybody was fucking with everybody. When I worked at the airport, I had a direct manager. The branch manager of the airport was fucking a management trainee, my brother. Ended up getting engaged to her and marrying her. You know what happened? Nothing. Yeah. And it was company policy. And this is a privately held company. This is not even like some big publicly traded company, whatever. This is a privately held company, meaning like they can fire, and Pennsylvania is an at-will employment state, which means people can get fired at any time for any reason or for no reason at all. You could just show up, nigga, you're fired. We don't have to explain why. That's the letter of the law in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. So understanding that and knowing that like a direct supervisor can fuck with a direct employee, even though it's written in stone that you're not supposed to do it. Why is that? Because people fuck with other people. Mm-hmm. Like this, it's normal. So for people to be so outraged and acting like, oh, this is so crazy and I can't believe him and blah, blah, blah. It's like, all right, so let's back the truck up a little bit. Are we not acknowledging that this man is tall, handsome, wealthy, and successful? And not to mention, he got Nia Long by his side. So those 5 factors right there get you some pussy in any city in the universe. Mm-hmm. That'll get you some pussy alone. Being tall, just being tall will get you some pussy. Nigga. You ain't even got to be handsome and successful. Just being tall will get you some pussy. So we're pretending like this man didn't walk into the Celtics organization, transform this whole shit, take them to the finals. Every woman that worked there wants some of that dick. Why are we acting like we confused about this? I seen y'all lusting over the nigga on the internet when y'all found out who he was, all these random women over the Celtics championship run. So why are we pretending like the women that work there that see this nigga every day don't see what y'all see? And don't let them be charming on top of that. Everybody wants some of this dick. Yeah. So it's like we just erase our like basic understanding of human life in the name of being woke or power dynamics and all this other shit. And it's like, no, men and women that are women that are attracted to men and men that are attracted to women there's an eventuality that exists where they're going to get together, mm-hmm. appropriate or not. I know my Barry homies get more pussy than anybody I know. Yeah. Because something about them having a woman that's committed to them, that love them, makes them more attractive to other women. Because women are inside out and they level of competition be through the roof.
You ever watch The Departed? What Alec, I'll blow your head off Baldwin say. He said, nigga, you got a wedding ring on. Women see that, it means 2 things. You either got some money or your dick work. Hopefully both.
Hopefully both.
Like, that's just reality. So
I got homies that walk into a bar and they lead with that. Oh yeah, you see the wedding ring, right? I'm married. So yeah, so who want the ass eat?
You know, Seinfeld, George, they had an episode where George wore a wedding band as a way to get women and shit. Like, they had a whole episode around that shit. And it's just like...
Because we know what it is. We're a nation full of swindlers, adulterers, fucking capitalists. Like, when you mix all of that shit up, like, we got a free market economy. You mix all of that shit up, you're going to get affairs. You're going to get fucking inappropriate relationships. You're going to get bosses fucking their workers, male and female both ways. We saw horrible bosses. The fucking Jennifer Aniston was trying to fuck Dale the whole fucking joint.
I can remember getting written up and going in to talk to, like, management, and, like, someone came in and was like, said something, and I was like, she walked off, and I was like, just me being me, because I'm around, like, somebody who kind of, you know what I'm saying, like, I thought was all right.
Yeah.
And I just, like, arbitrarily was like, she's nice looking. And it was just like, yeah, she got that oil, too. And I'm like, am I still written up? Because I can run wild with this one. It's like, real shit.
Because at some point, our carnal nature kicks in. And people, even people in a position of power, will do and say some inappropriate shit. They're human. There's a reason why, once upon a time, sexual harassment in the workplace had to be multiple incidents because of that.
Just read that. Don't read it out loud, but just read that. See what I'm saying?
We're cooked.
We are frizzed, dog.
We are cooked.
Super fried. Like,
that just threw my whole shit off.
Like what, man? Like, yeah, I didn't mean to fuck you up, but that just came through. I'm just like,
what was I saying?
About being the shit with the being woke.
Oh yeah, eventually, like, in the name of being woke, we'll ignore, like, human nature, our carnal instincts, and just regular peer-to-peer interaction. Like, it's normal. Like so for people to have, like, to be on this morality high horse for the last week about this Ime shit was just so confusing to me. Because a lot of y'all are cheating on your significant other right now.
I know a lot of Imes that ain't as successful as
I know female Imes too.
Oh, it's some females around this joint.
Listen,
it's some females running around.
It goes both ways, man.
Trust and believe.
So it's like, so this nigga walking around the Celtics office, tall, handsome,
how foul is
smelling good,
you wifed her,
dick swinging. You think somebody don't want some of that dick because he messed with you? Crazy? Like, so the whole arc of it, once they said, they lost me. Once they said it was consensual, it's like, why are we talking about this?
That's where I was.
This is none of our business.
And it's so weird that we've, like, created news out. Again, we worry about shit that everyone's outraged about this. No one's outraged about this situation over here, or this situation, or the kids at the Wawa, or the kids over here that night at the fucking.
Oh, you got some pussy, nigga?
At the gallery, that shit. We're not worried about these things that go on, but it's like it's selective outrage.
Yeah,
we'll just pick some shit arbitrarily.
Oh no, because
Cause you don't. I seen somebody like,
you don't cheat on me alone.
Yeah. No, cause you don't know how you get me along and da. And the one nigga the other day tweeted was like, yo, I don't know what the fuck got y'all acting like this about me alone, but y'all need to turn off Love Jones and get serious.
Get serious. I wish I had the horn.
That nigga said, cut off Love Jones and get serious.
Yeah, this is not 24-year-old Nia Long.
That was the best tweet I ever seen, yo.
This is and Nia Long is beautiful for 51. She beautiful, but she 51, bro.
Cut off Love Jones
and get serious. This is not Nia Long from Friday. This is not Love Jones. This is not the best man Nia Long, fam. Like. And the oldest adage in the book is, you show me a bad bitch, I'll show you a nigga that's tired of fucking her.
Here go the reality. It ain't even got nothing to do with Nia Long. That's the reality. And I tried to explain this to a chick the other day. She like, no, because Nia Long is black royalty. And I'm like, all right, first off, she ain't black royalty. Second, first and foremost. Second, it got nothing to do with it being Nia Long. Mariah Carey done been cheated on. Beyonce got cheated on. Like, you are out of your fucking mind.
Nick Cannon got a fucking laundry list of the baddest women I ever seen in my life. Cheated on every last one of them. Because it's about him. It ain't about them. And for whatever reason, black women internalize cheating in a way different manner than, like, a lot of women of other ethnicities do, man. And it's like, it be so triggering. And I'm like, y'all be cheating too. So I be extra confused. You ever know a chick that's like, you out here fighting over her nigga that she cheating on? It's like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Why are y'all so triggered by fucking cheating and y'all do the same shit?
Yo.
Well, no, I cheated with a rich nigga. He just fucking a bitch that work at Chick-fil-A. That's men.
Yeah.
A CEO of a company. We all saw a Pretty Woman. Ain't that y'all favorite movie? A hedge fund billionaire in the 90s. Wife the fucking prostitute. Yeah. Oh, this bitch got a great vibe. I love her. Yeah. Turn this hoe into something. Yeah. That's men. Mm-hmm. A man, Patrice O'Neal said it better than anybody. A man at his highest position will make a woman into her highest position. A man will see a regular, everyday woman, a king, so to speak. If a king marries a regular woman off the street, she's the queen. If a queen marries a nigga off the street, he is not the king. No. It does not work that way. We just seen the shit unfold with the Queen of England dying. Mm-hmm. She got a husband. He ain't the motherfucking king, nigga. No. You know why? Because he ain't the royal bloodline, and we got to trace this shit back and this, and this. And she only became the queen because her father didn't have any fucking living male heirs. And that's a patriarchy conversation, and it goes into a whole nother thing. But what I'm saying is, it's just like, yo, we're ignoring regular, everyday human nature in the name of just being mad and triggered and outraged. And at some point, we got to get back to normal life and get fucking serious.
Yeah, we got to get serious.
We got to get serious, man.
Cut off Love Jones and get serious.
Stephen A. Smith has been on television for the last week basically saying like, yo, Ime's an idiot. But on the same token, why is this public knowledge? Like, because what it is and shout out to Kev, because we've talked about this, it's fear of the black penis. You come in this organization, handsome, well-to-do, this, and this. If you ain't married, you gonna fuck our daughters, wives, sisters, whoever. You gonna fuck everybody here if you black and you ain't attached to nobody.
Snakes in the stadium.
Reality of it is like, even with being attached to somebody,
you still gonna might fuck everybody.
And that's the crazy part. It's like, you know, I said it to the girl the other day. She's like, no, because like I'm lost as to like what made him do this. And I'm like, yo, listen.
It was Tuesday.
Yeah, like she was like, why the fuck? Why would he cheat on Nia Long? I'm like, because Nia Long wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? They were playing the Nuggets in Denver. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, the fuck. And I told her, I'm like, listen, people have been doing the shit that they not supposed to be doing since it was two people on the planet.
Yep.
I'm not making that up.
Don't bite the apple, Eve. See what's up with this motherfucking apple.
Granny Smith over there looking good. Like, that's reality. People been doing shit they not supposed to do since the beginning of time. So
that's what we do. We're line steppers and fucking boundary pushers. That's humans. Like
not trying to be funny. If people didn't push the envelope and like step over the line, you know, like slavery and shit would have never ended.
Yeah, you know, you don't get SpaceX and none of this cool shit Elon is doing if you don't push the boundaries. Sometimes you push some pussy. Like, you push your niggas some pussy. Like, I don't understand why we so, like, outraged about this is regular, everyday shit.
And it's safer for them to hit something in-house than to go outside and grab something.
Chris Rock told us this 20 years ago. Successful men fuck who's around. Look at the president. Look at Bill Clinton. Shit, I need this dick ate. Who went around this motherfucker? Hey, yo, you there. Blue dress. What's your name? What you do here?
I need his dick ate Hillary in Bosnia.
Yeah. And Hillary's terrible on top of that.
And the Chewy ain't about
the
nothing.
Chewy is not chewing.
Chewy ain't about nothing. This
Chewy ain't about shit.
Bitch got the nerve to be in Bosnia.
Unless you do it again, I'll make sure you get far.
Yeah.
Make sure you get far in life.
President hit something that worked for the president and kept being the president. Why the fuck is we talking about
this? Is nothing to talk about. And Stephen A. Smith been on TV for a week talking about the fact that, like, yo, if we outed all the inappropriate relationships going on just throughout the NBA, we would have a civil unrest.
No, would nobody be allowed to play?
They went to cancel COVID. They went to cancel the season.
Do you remember when Dave Chappelle did the reparations episode?
Bruh.
And he was like, the New York Knicks took on the Philadelphia 76ers, but since none of the black players showed up because they got their checks, Todd McCullough played one-on-one with Trevor Knight. He said the Sixers 153-49.
Like they just had winning time just aired on HBO Max. Magic Johnson was allegedly fucking everybody.
Dog,
Magic fucked so much he caught HIV.
Yo, Phil Jackson was hitting Jeannie Buss. Direct
His balls.
like directly not listening to the fucking rules.
Oh no, but we told the league, so it's all good.
Yeah, no, we sent him a little email.
Ain't no power dynamics there because she a woman and I'm a man, so I can just DDT her and it's like it changes everything.
Shit crazy.
I never fucked the owner of a sports franchise.
Yeah, shit nuts. But when you think about the grand scheme of it, it's like, yo, this is life. This is the way it goes. This is really the world we live in. And you know what I saw the other day? Rob made a post. Rob, I wish I could go to the post immediately, but Rob basically was like, let me get it. Okay. He said, cheating is part of relationships.
Yes. People got mad about that.
He said cheating is part of relationships in the same way that snitching is a part of the streets. It's what it is. And they literally, it was hundreds of comments on this thing where people, I'm talking about the most undesirable women and the most undesirable men are on this post like, ain't no, y'all talking about everybody cheating and da-da-da-da. And I commented on it, I'm like, yo, you didn't say everybody cheats. You said it's a part of the game the same way snitching is a part of the streets. Here's the reality. The same way we say 80% of federal convictions come from informant and testimony, there are 20% that don't. Because there are niggas like Owen that just came home that don't tell.
Exactly.
That's reality. So there are people that don't cheat, but it's part of the game the same way snitching it. And Rob like, bruh, like it just is insane that people don't read it. Like it's nuts because everybody wants to be fake triggered. And I saw women on this post like, I would never da-da-da-da-da. And it just be like, yeah, I see that. You know what I'm saying?
Nobody else wants to.
Yeah, like I see guys on the post where it's just like, me and my homies would never, and then you click the picture of him and his homies, and it's like, oh, y'all them fedora wearing niggas that wear shirts like I love black women. You know, them niggas where it's just like, yeah, I could see this. This makes total sense. So it's like, yes, there are people who shit, we in committed relations. It's reality. Yes, you can commit to something and chill, but you're talking about trying to encompass everyone in that, and that's not reality.
It's impossible.
It doesn't work like that. I know niggas that are straight up apes.
Yeah.
We're like, and I'm a man that I be with you on the ape shit. Like, you ever go to the zoo and it's like, you know how the one gorilla is doing this shit and wilding, and it's like one gorilla just in the back and he's just like, that's me. Like, I'm just chilling. But it's like, I know niggas that be acting like park apes. They smacking the glass when they see kids and shit. It's what it is. Not everybody be on that, but not everybody be on that.
Yeah.
So for us to try to condemn a motherfucker when I know it's other people in that organization. Shit, the chick worked in that organization.
Yeah.
They said the husband found out on the ring cam.
Yeah.
He watched
and went to Brad and was like, I want this out.
He watching her on the ring cam. She like, yeah, I can't wait to get some of that. You know? Like,
that mushroom head was killing me last night, but I need some more.
Yeah.
He went to, it's the fear of a black penis shit, where he went to Brad and was like, I want this shit out because he fucked my wife. I want the world to know he fucked my wife. Why? Why are y'all so committed to taking your L's in public?
Oh.
A nigga fuck my girl tomorrow. I ain't telling you.
Yeah. I'll probably see it in your face.
I'm gonna be home crying. You'll be like, what's wrong? Are you crying?
Balled up. You coming out? Not today.
No, I hit my toe on that little thing that stick out on the bed frame.
When you want to record, we can record on the 19th. Nigga, it's the 26th.
Of December. We can record again on the 19th of December. Going through some things right now. You shitting me? I've been listen, man.
Christmas Eve.
Shout out to Cleon. I'm a user note out of Cleon book. I dated a lot of women. I've been in relationships with a lot of women. I hurt a lot of women. I did good by a lot of women, but a lot of women hurt me and a lot of women did bad by me too. I've been on both sides of the gun and I just understand human nature. And just because somebody do some fucked up shit don't necessarily make them a fucked up person. Unless there's a pattern of behavior where it just keeps happening, because it's just like, yo, you got to decide in your own individual life and relationships what you prioritize and what's important to you. There's women out here, believe it or not, that are like, yo, my man fucking take care of home. I could work if I want to, if I don't want to. This nigga take care of everything. He a good father. He's a good leader, But he gets some pussy every now and again. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and they be cool with it. They be understanding of that shit. And we just pretend like this doesn't exist or like they're the exception, when in reality, if you really dug into most people's personal business, if they wanted to tell you, you would understand a lot of people got various arrangements. Like a lot of fucking marriages on successful people are arranged, and it's a business agreement, and they understand that, like, yo, for the greater good of this family and this legacy, I gotta get my dick sucked every Tuesday by Consuela. It is what it is, or it ain't gonna work. And they be like, I do like the dawn. Like the dawn looks great outside. Like I'm
but
good.
not even on the super successful level.
But there's a reason why you see divorce. You know who gets divorced? Poor people. Yeah. Super successful people don't really get divorced, and when they do, they ain't tripping. Jeff and his wife got divorced. She the motherfucking part owner of the Washington Wizards, and he motherfucking Jeff Bezos, and they both in line to buy the goddamn Phoenix Suns. Cause we ain't tripping.
They'll sleep in different rooms. You take that wing, I'll take this wing.
Yeah. See you on Wednesday.
Yeah. We'll walk outside together for the neighbors. You get in your car, I get in my car. See you.
Yeah.
So their relationships are not one size fits all. And at some point, we got to understand that and stop trying to put our ethics or our morals or how we live into other people's situations, because who's to say that Nia Long wasn't complicit? Who's to say she didn't know? Who's to say that they wasn't getting down with the get down? Who's to say that it wasn't a three-way? Who's to say that the husband, that Ime wasn't fucking the wife on some cuckold shit, and then the husband, then he dipped off and fucked her solo, and then the husband had a whole outrage and had a meltdown, and then now this consensual relationship
You did it without me.
You did it without me. You know I want to see that dick going in there. What you doing? Like, we don't know what this shit is, because every relationship is not cookie cutter. It's not the same shit, yo. Real. And the biggest point that you made and we made is this is none of our business. For that reason, because every relationship is different. Every relationship dynamic is different. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes a man in a position of power and a woman that's not, she's the one, she ends up with the power instead of him. So we pretend like this power dynamic shit only work one way. We're not gonna do that. Because there's an element of fucking blackmail that could exist, because she know that he got more to lose than she do. Mm-hmm. Why we acting like this? Like, this is crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking weird.
It's pretty weird. It's very weird. It's strange.
At the end of the day, it's fucked up, but he's cooked. You know, he's gonna be coaching what's the little Eagles? You know what I'm saying?
He been coaching the motherfucking Derby white fuckers.
Yeah.
That's about the only job he gonna get. Yeah. I hope he stacked his paper and made some smart investments. We're officially in a bear market. I hope it works out for him. I hope it was worth it. And that's my whole thing, is like, as men, as men that ascend to certain levels, we gotta exercise dick discipline and put it on ourselves. And sometimes just accept your pride in certain situations when it comes to intersexual dynamics should be in knowing that you could do something, but you didn't do it.
My biggest issue with this, and this is just me personally, was like when it all came out and I had to like really sit and think about that shit. Like, I don't necessarily, this is me, I could be wrong. I don't feel like he initiated this shit.
No.
I like, because you go at the vice president of finance's wife for the organization.
There has to be some form of social cues or flirting or something that crossed the line that let him know that this was a thing.
Like, she had to like
true blow backlash.
Like, she had to like 45 pics in a row. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then he posted Joan and she double tapped with the heart eye emoji. Yeah. Something had to happen. Like, I can't see him.
Yeah, he like, damn, what's going on with you? You all right? Oh no, I'm just sitting here playing with my rose. Wait a minute.
Well, see,
that's the invitation.
Yeah.
Social cues. You know what I'm saying? It's like, we gotta stop acting like.
How my ass look at this picture?
Yeah, exactly. I think my ass is getting too large. What do you think? Yeah. My husband said he doesn't like it. What do you think? They say black guys are all about the ass.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you fucking the VP of Finance's wife. Yeah. Sorry. Like,
how does the VP of Finance keep financing VP league after that at the organization? Like, how do you just come in on Monday and just
P&Ls is all fucked up?
Yeah. Like that's a crazy.
The cash
scenario.
flow statement is cooked. Like, nigga can't focus.
Like, you just back at work just after all of this shit. Like, how does that work exactly? Like, crazy.
Man, listen, as much as, we've progressed as a society, at our core, we still are what we are, which is carnal fucking creatures and carnal animals. And, you put males and females together, you put males and males together, women and women together. People gonna fuck, man. Like, it is what it is. Like, it's not exclusive to hetero males fucking poaching on women.
Trust me, because I think I can speak on this because I'm probably the most tenured at one position in this room. I'm telling you, and that's a position where you have a communal space, like a break room and shit. When you really, really see it, and it's so funny because I'll be like out of people's business because I don't really give a fuck about it.
Exactly.
But then I'll have like a conversation with one of the chicks in there, and she'll tell me this, or somebody will say this, and they'll be like, wait, what's going on? And be like, yeah, you ain't know they've been dealing with each other, or so-and-so, and so-and-so, and so-and-so is pregnant with the baby, and then, that, and the wife found out, and then she was up here, and like, wait, what? Like, and yeah, yo, that shit, it's on.
Yeah.
It's on.
If anything that all these strange-ass podcasts about relationships and intersexual dynamics and dating has taught us is that the vast minority of men are fucking the majority of women. So this is right on brand for that, and understanding that, like, somewhere between 10 to 25% of men are having sex with 80-90% of women, because certain qualities that successful men possess, all women are into that. Mm-hmm. And this is going to happen. This motherfucker's a dynamic leader. He took two fucking young dickheads in fucking Tatum and Brown and turned them into fucking superstars. Mm-hmm. Took him to the fucking finals. Was up 2-1 in the goddamn finals, and then they eventually imploded, but that wasn't because of him.
Brad
and his coaching.
Stevens is considered one of the greatest minds in the NBA. He did what Brad Stevens couldn't do. So,
and Brad Stevens got promoted to motherfucking president of basketball operations.
Because Brad Stevens' mind is that fucking good.
It's that fucking good. And it's like, yo, maybe the sideline isn't where you're best needed. Let's put you in a higher position in this, and this. So if I'm Ime and I'm coming through, and this is where the dick discipline comes into play, it's like understanding that the guy that had your job before you is running the whole show now, that's your mark. So you gotta understand, let me just keep my head down, stay focused, coach these young niggas up, fucking turn a couple more niggas into all-stars. I'm gonna be running the show here.
Keep watching Love Jones every night.
Every night.
You know what I'm saying?
Watch Friday a couple times, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That jogging scene, you know what I'm saying? And stay the fuck focused.
Yeah.
Or fuck some hoes that don't work here. Either way, like he's out of pocket for falling to the temptation. But let's not act like he's the only one ever in the history of mankind that fell victim to temptation.
Look at Vince McMahon right now.
Man, Vince McMahon fucking anything that walked through that joint.
Oh.
Vince McMahon had a slush fund, same way Harvey Weinstein had. Man, get that bitch $2 million. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Can you wrestle? No? All right,
man. Wrestle this dick.
Yeah, wrestle this cock. Like, real shit. Vince McMahon they said he paid out almost $20 million to hush money he was giving.
Bitch, shut up, man.
Yeah, keep that mouth quiet.
I'm Vincent K. McMahon. Yeah. I ain't my daddy. Dropping dick. You hear me?
This ain't Georgia wrestling over here. This worldwide wrestling. Real shit. But yeah, man, I Ime is a man.
We've reached a new level of wokeism in society where a consensual relationship gets you raked over the coals.
Consensual sex.
Get you raked over the heterosexual.
Consensual heterosexual sex
will get you raked over the coals on a 1-year suspension.
And might not work again. Crazy.
And they're going to be a strength and conditioning coach for us all over.
Yeah, but strength and conditioning in the Canadian football league. Like,
right.
You know what I mean? Like,
he going to be like motherfucking my man Ted Lasso. He going to be coaching soccer.
Real shit. So, like I said, I'm not mad at eBay. He fucked up. You know what I'm saying? He made some bad decisions.
Definitely
but
fucked up.
He's not the first person to make that decision. Trust and believe me.
And he ain't going to be the last. Furthermore.
I'm going to just go keep it all the way live. It's people that get promoted because they fucking the bosses and the manager.
Hello.
I've seen it. Trust me. It's going on right now. It's people listening to this podcast know what I'm talking about.
She getting 10 out of 10s on a performance review.
It's just reality. It's life. To the point where like I see it go on and I don't even trip about it. It's not even like news to me. I know she was fucking the manager. I know he was fucking the little bitch that was in training. I know this, that, and like, yes, I don't care. Do you have any overtime on the 49? I don't give a fuck. Seriously.
That's not what I'm here for.
That's not what I'm here. I don't care. So I don't give a fuck. Like, and that's again the selective outrage shit. That's all it is.
Shout out Boston Richie.
Yeah.
Blame Bro Diddy. I'm trying to send him the voicemail because he keeps calling. After looking at my story that I'm recording.
But yeah, man, it just, like I said, Ime's a man. He did some man shit. He fucked up. She fucked up. This shit shouldn't have been out in the fucking public to begin with. Yeah. But when it comes to, and that's the we heighten things when it comes to these people. You know what I mean? Because I'm going to just keep it a buck. A lot of these people that y'all go crazy for and follow, and I'm be honest with you, I don't follow Ime on Instagram or not. I don't give a fuck about Ime.
Yeah.
Like PNB Rock's girlfriend, there's no reason to follow her. There's just not. Serious, I'm being all the way honest.
Man, I didn't like no less than 34 zillion pictures on my Explore page. I don't follow none of them girls.
Like you ever see where
nice ass, but I don't follow them girls.
Like somebody who becomes famous, then like their baby mom or their brother or their sister has 200,000 followers, and it's like,
look at like Patrick Mahomes' brother.
Like, why are y'all this weird, yo? Why are y'all following rich homie Quan's baby mom? Like what? Like you know.
All little baby moms got 1 million followers.
And $1 million.
and multi-millions of dollars.
Like in the grand, like I get, there's nothing I'm going to get out of following Freeway's baby mom. Nothing. But people will make celebrities and make social like figures out of these people to where it's like now I've seen Ime more times this week than I've seen the fucking president.
Straight up.
You understand what I'm saying?
Not exaggerating at all.
I'm not making that up. I've seen Ime more times this week than I've seen the president. This is we are cooked.
Yeah, this is junk.
This is absolute junk, dog. Junk. I haven't seen Mayor Kenny since Mayor Kenny said, I'm sick of being the mayor. Real shit. I've seen Ime and it just way more times.
It's a bad job, man.
Like Doc Rivers with the tweets.
Yeah.
I've seen that. And it's just like, yo, at the end of the day, do Doc Rivers understand the internet? No, he's an old nigga that don't understand
60
the
plus.
Like, but at the end of the day, him liking tweets doesn't do anything for my life.
Yeah, somebody just got to teach Doc the burner game.
Yeah.
Like, he need to have he need to pay KD for a consultation.
Yeah, well, little baby say, no, you can't follow me on my fence, though. Like, yeah, like, it just, but that's not news. That's not anything that.
Not news.
Yeah, so that was my biggest thing. Like, why the fuck, like, this shouldn't even be out. But if y'all, like, you don't want a life where your personal shit is under a microscope. I don't know anybody that could withstand that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a bad job. It's a bad job, man. Shout out to Ime. Hopefully you land on your feet. They purposely, like, made him the fall guy and all of this shit.
Yeah.
Because they knew, like, if we just cut ties with him, a nigga gonna get fired to hire him if you just say, oh, conduct detrimental to the team, whatever. He gonna get a new job immediately. Anywhere. He's a fantastic coach. I'm like, hire him in the Lakers. Who coaching the Lakers? Fire that nigga. Like, hire Ime today.
Who is the Lakers coach?
I don't even know.
It's not Vogel.
No, Vogel got fired. Oh, it's Darvin Ham.
Ham.
And I like Darvin Ham. Darvin Ham fucking helped turn Giannis into MVP. But fire that nigga. Where he made
I get rid of Ham for Ime.
In a heartbeat.
Yeah. Ime gonna have a hose at the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm joking.
Yeah, this is the Ime section right here. These all Ime bitches.
And that's the crazy part. Ime gonna get so many more hoes off of this.
Oh my goodness.
He goes to another team like, listen.
Yo.
You can fuck these ones.
Yeah.
She's off limits. I'm letting you know
Right.
that. You can fuck all 75 other these.
Ime gonna get 7,000 more hoes off of this.
No.
So what was all the girls at the Celtics going crazy about? That's what I'm trying to understand.
He's going to dethrone Wilt.
Don't let Nia stay. It's on. Yeah.
Oh, so you light skinned and African, huh?
Yeah. But I got nothing else for this one. You got anything else?
We kind of already touched. It was my fourth topic was the Roxborough shooting shit. We kind of touched on it a little bit. It's unfortunate.
It's
unfortunate.
Kids killing kids, man.
Kids killing
that's
kids.
just where we at.
Ain't nothing you can say about it because.
And to my bigger thing is I was a Roxborough resident for 10 years.
I was for a couple years.
I loved Roxborough. It was perfect. It was basically like a little suburban utopia within city limits. And historically, Roxborough was the number 2 for the last 30 years, the number 2 safest neighborhood in the city of Philadelphia. To where in 2021 into 2022, every week is some crazy next level Roxborough story. And I was there a couple of days ago picking up mail from one of my P.O. boxes and shit. And I'm just seeing like the little nigglets with like the shiesties on and dingy white tees and shit like that. And it's just like, like this is the manifestation of like kind of what happened in Mount Airy, where it's like, yo, y'all parents moved here to give y'all niggas a better life, and y'all just turned this shit into gangland.
Yeah, this
like, y'all brought the bullshit from West Philly and North Philly and Southwest and all that.
I go further than that. Southwest. Like, I don't know if you really get into like the history of Southwest. But you know, like 66 and Dix and 67th and Buick and 68th and Greenway. That shit was all white.
Like I lived there when it was still white.
My dad bought the house on Buick Ave in 1970. He was the first black on the block. They hadn't even constructed past the breezeway. Right. Like 80th Street didn't even exist. Think about it. Pepper didn't get built till 74. Right. So none of that shit was even out there. That shit was all white. Like I can vividly remember we called the rec, and Elmwood was white boy. You used to go up to Elmwood and we would go up there and play basketball, and around like 5, 6 o'clock during the summer every day, the white boys would show up with hockey goals and beer, and they'd have all the white women with them with no butts, and they would have they hockey skis, they skates, and they would start like skating around the court, like, all right, fellas, get ready to wrap it up. Because they playing hockey all night out this joint. Real shit. You go to Elmwood Park, we were like the minority at Elmwood Park in the baseball leagues. The summer league, like playing for the Giants and Astros, we were like the minority because it was a bunch of white parents, white kids, because all of Elmwood was white. The whole Elmwood, like 75th Street, it was very few. Like Wick and all of that, was few and far in between. And as you got deeper and deeper going up, like I can remember Dom's Deli. I can remember the Whalens that had the fucking little convenience store across from where Eckerd used to be. Fox Cleaners, fucking Philly's Famous. This shit was all Falones. That shit was all white people, white businesses. Rosie's Tavern, that was white. It was all white people. And you saw the shift happening to where it was like black people were moving in, and not like niggas, like good black people who were work, because you had to work to live there. Like I told you, I can remember what everybody on my block did for a living, because you don't live in Penrose without an employment. Yeah. And then once that Section 8 shit started happening and the shit started flipping, like, you know how Section 8 cribs flip, it's constant, revolving doors and shit, to the point where like people are getting shot up in Penrose now. Like dead ass motherfuckers. There's been a couple motherfuckers killed out there in the last couple years. And it's just like, I drive through it, it's almost unrecognizable to me. And it's just like, like all over the city, things are just changing like a motherfucker. And you got this shit now where, don't it almost feel like it's too many kids?
Way too many.
Don't it feel like it's like
way too many?
Like I remember when we was kids, it was a bunch of us, and we would like, you would go to the let out at Overbrook, or you would go to Bartram let out, or you'd go to this joint or whatever. But it just feel like now when it's hundreds, if not thousands, of these kids all the time in these groups, and it's just like there's nowhere for them to go.
My fear is I got to put one of them motherfuckers down.
Bro, I said that shit to Lee the other night. That shit at Wawa, I'm like, yo, I know that they was in the parking lot, wilding the fuck out. So sure enough, there's supposed to be another video. They was like on top of people's cars and shit. It's just like, you come outside, a motherfucker on top of your car.
Literally.
I got to get y'all off the car. Right. You know what I'm saying? This is custom paint on this Beamer. Like, y'all got to get y'all down off of this.
You have to get off the car.
You have to get
off. It's non-negotiable. You have to get off this motherfucker.
And that's a fear for me, where it's just like, yo, I would hate to have to do that. But if it's 10 of y'all coming at me with hoodies and shit, me and Kev was out talking the other night, just outside, and this little niggas just walking down the street with their hands in their pockets with masks on. Yeah. And it's just like,
where do they get them from? I don't see them like in stores. Like,
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know where to get them.
Like, it ain't like a Modell's is still
right.
Yeah, let me get the shiesty.
Yeah, gotta go to Moe's, bitch.
It's a 5,
Ordering them
7, 4s
Jones
and a
off
shiesty.
StockX.
Yeah.
Should take 92 business days. Man, when my shiesty come, it's on for all these niggas.
Yeah, no, that
Way
shit.
too many kids.
The
on
shit of Roxborough was just like, you know, I used to do the Roxborough school trip every day. So I used to sit at Roxborough every day on Fountain Street, like just sitting there. And I remember when I went to Saul, because I went to Saul, you know, Roxborough was like our rival, essentially. Swear to God, we used to play them in basketball. They would come down to our field. We would play football with them and shit out not by the big Saul sign or whatever. There were a couple times we had like little fights and shit. Like we'd meet up at Wissahickon Transcenter, a fight might break out. But that would be the worst of it, a fight. You know what I'm saying? Some shit like that. We all end up on the 9. I remember we got in, motherfuckers got into it with the driver on the 27, and he put everybody off the bus. So we walked up Leverington to Ridge Avenue, and then we got on the 9, and it's a bunch of them on the 9, you know, shit like that. But like, not a ambush where 5 people get shot at the school grounds. Like that's just kind of like, what? And it's just what we go back to. These kids are they're just way too developed and exposed and just like the shit the other day. The girl, the 17, she's like, yeah, I live in Miami. I just came back from London. We was in New York recording. I'm just like, how are you doing all of this at 17? What the fuck?
I didn't have reliable transportation at 17, let alone be jet setting and traveling internationally.
17, I was stacking my fingers on top of each other. like real shit. Like it just they move like adults because we don't shelter them anymore.
Yeah.
Like I remember we was kids, we used to really ride bikes, like pedal bikes. Like get on the pedal bikes and like go to West Philly and go to Derby and go to Sharon Hill and all that. And the kids now, they ride those bikes, but they'll clap you because they all got a little bag with a little throwaway in it. And it's just they're something else now. It's,
That they made themselves.
yeah. So it's scary because it's like, God damn, like, what do you do with your kids? Like I know a lot of people who have kids and they're like really struggling. Like I don't know what to do because here goes the catch-22. There's really nowhere for them to go. Exactly. The pools don't open no more. Remember when camp was like a real thing? Like it was like a thing. Like, oh, what camp you going to this summer? Oh man, my mom got me in YMCA on 52nd Street, nigga. Chief. You know what I'm saying? We could be right up there. Oh no, we going to Beulah over on Spruce Street. Like it was like a thing to have camp, to have resources in your community. We had summer league games. I remember they used to have tennis training at the rec. Like no bullshit. Them tennis courts been falling apart for the last 15 years. I can remember when they used to do tennis training at the rec. There was shit going on. The community helped out. I remember my first summer, like wanting to work. I was like 13 or 14. Mr. Barry lived on my block. He owned a cleaning service where he did dry cleaning, like mobile. So he would come pick your clothes up. They had a warehouse down 52nd and Parkside. They did all the dry cleaning there, and he would do drop-offs and shit. I worked with him for the summer. Yeah. Just to see what it was like working with somebody who had a business, and he paid me, and it was all good. Like, you know, and it's just, there was shit like that. Right. Like how Mitch say, just take one. It like don't exist no more. So you got kids that are just in droves and they got nothing to do. They're on Reddit. They're on Instagram. Quavo told them they losers if they don't go get an icy Cartier. And the bitches is like, I ain't fucking with you if you ain't no stepper. Yep,
exactly. And how many people you killed?
I seen a little nigga the other day straight was like, niggas be talking like, nigga, I don't know who you is. Like, you ain't catch no wreck. And it's just like, that's really a thing now. Like, what wreck you done caught?
Yeah, wait, we've said it a million times on the shows. Like, once we start giving fucking social currency to motherfuckers for doing fucking acts of violence, it finished us. Like, it finished society because now it's like, yo, you got kids. Literally, it was a situation where it was like a 14-year-old kid up like Overbrook Park. He ended up getting arrested or whatever the case may be, and it was like he was a basketball star, and this motherfucker ended up with like 4 or 5 bodies or some shit like that. Like, I don't play ball no more. I shoot shit up. I'm a stepper now. Like what the fuck?
I told you the first time I heard that shit, I was on my grandpa block, and one of the little niggas who was a complete knucklehead and been through a bunch of shit, he was like, yeah, you know, Matt, like, and the niggas be playing with us, like, we don't play that shit, like, you know what I'm saying? We be stepping on these niggas. I was just like, yeah, y'all got a drill team? Like, y'all know I used to play the drums. Like, y'all ain't say nothing, you know what I'm saying? I could get my drum right now. Like, it's just as nuts to me that that's really where these young motherfuckers is at. We stepping and drumming and drilling. So shit like this, have you noticed over the last 3-4 years that every day the headline becomes more and more ridiculous?
Oh yeah,
that's really what's going on. We are regressing bad as shit. We're going backwards in a way that I've just... Dog, we had 406 murders. We aren't in October, my nigga.
Here's the thing. We was at 397 on, like, Sunday.
Yeah.
It's Wednesday. And we had 406. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit like that.
We ain't checked the phones yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's no end in sight. There's no clear like end in sight to where it's like, all right, so this gonna happen and this gonna happen and then it's gonna turn around. It's like, no, we don't know where the end is.
Because everything back in the day was targeted. All right, these niggas beefing.
Exactly.
Right, they beefing is that.
Yeah, don't go around there with them niggas because they got beef with these niggas.
Yeah, you knew where to stay from. Everything was kind of consolidated.
We had 560 murders last year? Mm-hmm. I thought we only had 499.
No, that was the year before.
Year before.
20 just loaded.
Okay.
You figure if we're doing... At 562, that means you averaging 40 to 45 a month. So, yeah, we're going to be around that again this year.
Yeah.
Damn. For some reason, I thought we didn't hit 500.
Oh, niggas saw the 499 and was like, oh, say less. Like, niggas took the 499 as a challenge. Like, oh, we ain't hit 5.
We ain't hit a nickel?
Oh, man, we playing games.
Damn.
And I've been through some war years where it was some shit going down. But you wasn't scared to go to Wawa.
Yeah, because it didn't involve you if it wasn't involving you. And that right there is the craziest part of everything when it comes to PNB Rock, when it comes to... You can realistically just be minding your business.
Just existing.
Just doing what the fuck
and
you
you
doing.
Going. You
and I said that shit, like a lot of people hit me when I said that shit. I don't know if I said on here or the Patreon. I think it was the Patreon, where I talked about leaving out of the house and having like a fear of like, there's a chance I could not come back because today just be the day that somebody decides, fuck it. Yeah. Did you see the guy who got killed the other day walking down the street? Mm-hmm. The kid for no reason. It was at a Drexel.
Just prancing back and forth.
Drexel campus. The kid was just like walking back and forth
for a whole hour.
Dude gets off of the train, comes up. He's going to his room on the Drexel campus. He walks past him. They exchange no words, nothing. Dude pulls a gun out, shoots him in the back of the head. Like you did you see the lady in New York was going to work? She works at the I want to say JFK. She was on her way to the airport. She got off the train. She came up the steps. She got up the steps. Dude just ran up from behind her and hit her in the head with a bottle. The craziest part about the video is there was a guy in front of her who ran the fuck off. And I'm like, why the fuck did he? You know what I'm saying? But the dude grabbed her, threw her head first into the booth where the ticket person sit, threw her head first into the booth, kicked her, beat her, all this crazy shit. Long story short, completely smashed her retina on the right side of her face. So they said she's gonna lose the vision in her right eye because she can't see her eyes like completely. They had to sew it shut. Wow. Like they sewed her eyes shut. They said she's probably gonna lose the vision in her right eye. They locked him up, but apparently he's got all these charges. He beat his grandmother to death when he was 14 in 95. He beat his foster grandmother, beat her to death. Wow. He did something else. He got like all these joints. He was out on parole, but now he done did this. And they said when he did it, he was screaming and hollering about the devil or some shit. But the lady's like she had never seen him, and it's just. I'm watching the video like I would kill someone. Yeah. Like if that shit happened to I'm not joking. Like I would smash you. Like nigga, I'm telling.
The Damirs is coming out.
I'm telling you, yo, I would kill somebody.
Damirs and the shiesty.
Dog. Yeah, nigga come up with a shiesty.
Oh, it's double trouble, nigga.
Real talk, man. Real talk.
Yeah, we gotta get it together, man.
We gotta get serious. Real shit.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Sheesh. It's been another episode of Realest Podcast Ever. We appreciate y'all listening.
We didn't even plan to go 3 hours, but we owed y'all.
We definitely owed y'all. Make sure y'all share this content. If you're not subscribed to the YouTube already, subscribe. We've been doing much, much better with the YouTube. Shout out to all the new subscribers on YouTube. Everybody be tapping in with us, commenting weekly, man. We appreciate y'all. We're going to be pumping out a lot more content on YouTube going forward just to keep pinging this algorithm, man. Shout out to the 3 good people we did meet at the Revolt Summit. Shout out to all 3 of y'all, you know what I'm saying? And
definitely shout out to the Dan Hive.
Yeah. Shout out to
the Dan Hive is real.
I mean, we're going to get the Big Dan interview popping real soon, you know what I mean, for y'all. And, Yeah, man, that's all I got, man. Check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/official TRPE. We out of this thing.
Peace.